live! Hi, everybody!
No, wrong thing. I wanted to go peace, and I told you all to fuck yourselves instead. That's a really good start to the stream, Sarah. Peace, motherfuckers!
Ooh, I'm gonna turn down the Halloween boop boops just a little. There we go. Much better.
The Halloween boop
Happy
boops.
Happy Halloween boop boops, everyone.
Happy Halloween boop boops. I hope everyone boops are good. Hello. This is what happens when we have a week off. It all goes wrong, and when V's not around, it goes wronger. I think it's safe to say.
Okay, can I talk really quickly about how my costume was for V, and I forgot she wasn't gonna be here today.
Which is simultaneously one of the cutest and one of the saddest stories in the world.
Yeah. Well, to anyone in the audience who can't tell, because at this point it just looks like I'm a librarian, I guess. I'm being Velma from the 2004 Scooby-Doo movie when she comes out in the jumpsuit and is sexy for some reason, because Velma is sexy. And also, her being gay in the new Scooby-Doo whatever has been interesting because I'm like, wasn't she always gay?
Yeah.
Everyone in the mystery gang is pansexual and no one can convince me otherwise. Like, they have a fucking polyamorous relationship and no one can convince me otherwise. Absolutely not.
I think that's a good call. And the chat agrees. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
I like that they call him Ben, called us Nerderinos. Thank you. Oh, yeah, also I'm just like, I'm gonna show off. So it's a full suit. Ta-da! Okay.
It's very good. Either that or it looks like you're about to audition for like a local theatre production of Chorus Line.
Yes.
I was gonna say!
All you need is a hat. Yes, we're actually all here as bad musical theatre. I'm doing Chicago, and Nacho's in the failing production of Bat Out of Hell.
Absolutely.
Ooh. Can we all work together to make a musical version of Totally Spies?
Wait, that would be amazing.
I was like, I don't know how many other people were addicted to that Canadian cartoon.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Egg. About the outfit.
Egg. 60 secret. Yeah, I about or your outfit could be Austin Powers.
It could be.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I guess it is. I don't know what's her name from the first one. The Kensington daughter.
Liz Hurley.
Mm-hmm.
That role. What's the name of the character?
I don't know. I'm naming literally every other character in my head. I'm like, Basil Exposition, Mrs. Kensington, the Fembots, Doctor Liz Hurley's character.
I mean, Liz Hurley only has one character.
That's
Liz Hurley.
Which, yeah. Really.
It's the only character you need, honestly. I don't know. I'm not sure.
I feel about Liz Hurley the way lots of people feel about James Corden, which is, you're welcome to her, America. Enjoy.
Yeah, we have James Corden, we have Justin Bieber, we have innumerable celebrities that have been exported. But then again, on the other hand, I'm like, okay, but we also got Mike Myers and a lot of the Canadian folks that ended up on SNL.
Yeah. The Canadian
Rick
folks.
Moranis.
The Canadian folks are good improv. Yeah. Alanis Morissette.
Mm-hmm.
Really? I think she's
Nathan
basically
Fielder.
yours at this point, isn't she? Yeah. Taika Waititi. Right, this has become a really weird stream. Can you tell that we're all a bit tired and emotional? Is that coming through today?
Yes.
Hello,
Yes.
friends. We are actually going to play some games rather than just listing people who aren't American. I mean, a great game that is.
That is a great
I do
game.
want to hearken to how good Nacho's hair looks, and also, Sarah, your all of your headgear that you said you got from Poundland?
Yes. Yes, the land of pounds.
It looks
You
amazing.
walk in, it's a magical world. It's actually one of the demi-planes in an unreleased Wizards of the Coast. Where are you going? Poundland. What happens in Poundland? Well, people walk funny for a start.
I don't know. Do you? I was gonna say. I was like, do y'all sometimes refer to sex as going to Pound Town? I do not, but it's something that I've heard quite a lot growing up in the United States. And so when I first encountered Poundland, I was like, going to Pound Town.
No, I can't say that the gays use that lingo. So.
No.
Yeah.
No.
There's.
I've
been through many an unfortunate. Pounding.
Many and unfortunate.
They call him Ben. What happens in Poundland stays in Poundland. Absolutely. You are correct.
Yes, Sin Poundland is one of the many Poundlands in Croydon. It's the best Poundland. Greetings, Vancouver Burnett.
Do they have pound cake in Poundland, or is it like named something different?
No, we don't really have pound cake in the UK.
What?
It's like explaining to people from New Zealand that there aren't such a thing as lamingtons. It's troubling.
Have you ever eaten pound cake though?
No. I mean, I've read about it because I like reading books about baking and then not doing baking.
Hi, Vancouver by night. Welcome to the stream.
Welcome to the stream. We are definitely not in a weird mood or flailing without me.
I put it in the chat, but I was like, I love that we were talking about Canadians we're grateful for, and then Vancouver by night has arrived. Like, do not forget. And
that's
I am
how
very
you summon
grateful.
Vancouver by night, is by talking about Canadians we're grateful for.
Yes.
It's like a genie in a lamp. Just naming like Justin Bieber.
No,
Oh, we
just
weren't
like
grateful for Justin
You know
Bieber.
what's really
were we?
interesting?
No.
Cameron Diaz is actually Cuban. She's Cuban.
That's right. I forgot about that.
It's so crazy to me. Like, I still don't, it doesn't make sense in my head. But, like, she's Cuban. Cubana. Like, what?
I have a. Yeah. Sorry, I my mind went like a bunch of different places about various Cuban people, because isn't Bella Thorne Cuban as well?
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Let me see. Hold on. Hold on.
We do have a Halloween game planned, I promise everybody.
Honest, we do. Yes.
Cuban,
Hello.
From her father's side.
Also, I love the fact that Ben's just called us on it, where he's gone, in respect, there's a clue in the name for Cameron Diaz?
Oh, I thought they call him Ben meant there's a clue in the name about the Halloween stream being a Halloween stream that we pinky promised.
I mean, either works, really, as far as I'm concerned. They're both there eventually. Right, okay, let's do this shit.
Ooh, what's everyone drinking?
Playing...
Oh, sorry.
Oh, I am drinking... Wow, Emily, I like it when you do this. Actually, when dressed as well, man. Right, I'm drinking Bramble Gin, which is apparently quintessentially British, with tonic, and I do have some water for when. And I have to admit, I poured myself a glass. Like, there's about that much gin in that. That's a good measure, right? That's very sensible.
Very proportional, yes.
And yeah, in a red glass, because it's Halloween. It's not Halloween. I'm so not ready for Halloween yet. Doing a Halloween stream when it's not Halloween is a terrible idea. I'm not
That
ready
reminds
there yet.
me. I have a lot of sewing to do. I'm making a Halloween costume for Sasha, and it needs to happen over the next day or two. On that note, I'm drinking Fernet and Coke, as always. I was out with a friend the other day who watched the stream for the first time the previous week, and they were like, what are you gonna order? And I was like, probably a Fernet and Coke. They were like, you would. I was like, yes.
I love it. I love it. We should
Fight
a bar. We should open a bar where you can play tabletop RPG games and just, like, order
Drink for that.
drinks based off us. It would be pretty great.
Where's the cheap but trendy part of DC that we can all move to and open this bar and just live our lives like nerdy cheers?
Cheap and trendy in DC. Everyone's getting priced out of DC. My roommate and I, probably included next year. But maybe if we look hard enough.
Probably.
There's got to be a suburb somewhere. Like, where is it that they're letting Gaynor live?
Oh, Maryland.
Yeah, let's
Different
go back.
state.
That's fine.
Different state.
Nearby.
Let's go there then.
Yeah,
if it's close.
DC is not a state,
commutable.
but it's not a state.
It's a
but
colony.
It's not a state.
No, that's
Yeah,
Puerto
yeah,
Rico. Sorry.
I was gonna say Puerto Rico more so than DC, but
Yeah.
neither of us have votes in Congress.
Cool, democracy works great. So this week we are playing a game called Tricks and Treats. It may have been called many other things when I have been tweeting when I am tired, but the game is actually Tricks and Treats by a lovely man called Nick Wedig. I assume it's Wedig and not Vedig. Either way, they've written this game. It's great. I shared it in the chat. If you scroll up, it's cool. So what's happened is that everyone has created a character. It's a very basic Lasers and Feelings style setup. Effectively, it's a reskin of Lasers and Feelings. So everyone has created a character. I'm going to get everyone to introduce the character in a second. Then we are going to kick off the game. I have rolled the story, which is going to make absolutely no sense in any way, shape, or form. But it'll be fine, because let's be honest, we're critical drinking and things rarely make sense after the first hour. Lasers and Feelings, two of my greatest fears. Beautiful. Ben, have a drink. Right.
Yeah.
we drink for fears. we drink for people who bring their vulnerabilities to the stream.
I used to date a literal laser doctor, and I also left afraid of lasers and feelings.
What is a laser doctor?
He was a doctor of optics, and he was doing postdoctoral research, basically seeing if lasers could be leveraged to increase the yield of pharmaceutical products as they were being made by kind of altering how bonds were formed.
And that face is Nacho regretting the question.
Yes. Indeed. Yes.
He understood all of that.
Words are, words. I hear them.
Words good. Words good when you're about to play a TTRPG for entertainment purposes.
It emphasizes the point that lasers and feelings are scary.
Yeah? No, yeah. I get it, yeah.
I'll see myself out now. It was nice knowing all of you.
Yeah.
Bye.
Do you know what, guys? We might just go away and come back in a week and see. Because I think we've peaked. Right. Hello. Yes, we are playing a Lasers and really blah 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 blah. We are playing a Lasers and Feelings reskin called Treats and Tricks. The characters have been rolled by the players, so I'm going to ask you one at a time to introduce your character to the audience. Emily, can I get you to go first?
Sure. So my character is called Wednesday Friday. Wednesday Friday wears a bunny suit, is an axe murderer, definitely is more about the tricks than the treats, and is hoping to find their next victim. Of course, Nacho's character had initially been a candidate for being an axe murder victim. However, Nacho's character and mine found that they have so much in common, including having gone to the same college. So, no killing Nacho. Ta-da!
Yay! Wait, do I go now? Or what's up? Okay. Hello, my name is Dr. Frank Henstone. I am a researcher, and I want to create equal opportunities in the workplace for multiple people. I am not an
Scary.
evil person. I oftentimes get confused by my evil cousin, Dr. Frankenstein. But no, I'm Frank Henstone with an H, and I specialize in, research. And I also have a talking cat. Yes, he is. He. I don't know their gender. I don't want to specify. They've multiple times they've told me that they do not feel comfortable using she or he as their pronouns. So we're just going to refer to them as them, they, them. And yes, I want to make sure that all the kids feel safe because children are the future of our town. And yes, I am very good friends with Wednesday Friday. Wednesday Friday is very close to me, and we discovered that we have a passion for what is that band called? We Fleetwood Mac. We're both very big fans of Fleetwood Mac. And I am drinking today some really old wine that is not good. It was opened last week and it was left on the fridge and it's stale. But I am drinking this. Also, hi, welcome.
Hey, welcome. And finally, The Void, if you could tell us what you're playing.
I am just here to observe. I'm just watching today. Thank you. I'm
All
afraid.
right, let's go, boys.
Not at all terrifying. So, today's game takes place in Monitor, which is a fictional US town, which is half Montauk in New York, half Utah. So, Monitor. Monitor is your typical Midwest American town. Everything is laid out on a grid. All the houses are clapboard, painted in idyllic pastel colors, varying from pink to blue to yellow, or alternating as far as the eye can see. Tonight is Halloween. The time where ghosts and ghoulies, creepies and coolies go out to celebrate gay Christmas. The scene starts with the two of you in Dr. Frankel's lab.
So,
what are you doing?
Mr.
Wednesday,
Fluffington,
Friday.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, no, what does the doctor do? I'm more interested in that.
Okay. So the doctor is working on this candy recipe that he's trying to perfect that is like a chewing gum that never loses its flavor. And he is telling his cat to go fetch him some stuff so he can keep working on it. He's like, Mr. Fluffington, I need the sucrose right now. Otherwise, this will not work. And Mr. Fluffington is just speaking back like, Oi, I'm on my way. Give me a minute, okay? I'm tired.
I would just like to remind everyone that for Nacho, it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
It's been a long week, okay? It's been a really long week. I almost got fired like 5 times.
Oh my god. Well, I'm glad you're here and not fired.
Yeah, we keep trying to get rid of him and he keeps turning up. Sorry. He sat it up. I couldn't help it. Apparently
Wednesday.
you're an afternoon delight, Nacho. Sorry, Emily. Apparently Nacho is an afternoon delight, which where I come from means a very specific thing.
I mean, I can be.
There's one for your CV. You know where you put your name and then you have like a little description before you get into like your jobs. Nacho, afternoon delight, winky face. Oh, sorry. Tell us what Wednesday, Fridays doing?
Wednesday, Friday is just sort of sharpening their axe against the wall, or at least trying to. It's not really working, but it's more almost like a, I don't want to say a nervous habit, but just kind of as a something to do with their hands. And it's just like, I get the importance of the sucrose, but I had really been hoping that we could find people to murder.
Murder? It's Halloween. It's a night of joy and candy. Why do you want to murder? Fluffington, can you please go over there and just give her a pet or something? I don't know. I'm working on this recipe and I do not want to be, I don't accidentally want to put, cyanide instead of sucrose, because then that would be horrible.
Well, yeah, because if you're gonna kill someone, you want to like do it in a violent way, like externally. That's like an internal thing. That's not really fun.
Hold that thought.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
come in. Yes, hello, hi, hello. Come in.
You open the door and there is a tiny ghost standing in front of you holding a basket. I say tiny ghost, it's clearly a child in a sheet and their parents couldn't be bothered to make them a decent Halloween costume. So they've just done that thing where they cut the eyes out, so there's this little kid looking up at you. And they're like, "Gee willikers, mister, I'm here for Halloween. Trick or treat!"
Oh, hello there. You're dressed as a little condom, yes? No? Hello, welcome. Welcome to the lab. I will go fetch you some gum. I will come back.
I don't think it's a condom. I think they're an Amish child.
No,
an Amish? What is
my
it?
dad,
Yes?
my daddy says that I'm a ghost.
Oh, yes, you're a cock. Yes, I see it now. Yes. Let me go get the candy. I will be right back. Let me just go see what... Fluffington, why did you put the candy that is ready? Fluffington is just like, "Oi, stop bothering me. I'm over here walking my tail off."
I can go away and come back later if that's helpful.
Oh, yes, that would be wonderful. It's only like 5 p.m. right now. So, like, come back maybe like in an hour or two, and I will have the candy. Yes, I would have it.
I might bring my daddy with me if I come back here. And the child just like backs off. Like they're walking backwards.
Bring your condom father. Yes, bring your condom father and tell him that he will get candy as well if he comes as a condom as well. Yes, goodbye.
I have been known to enjoy a daddy. Please bring a daddy.
You guys effectively, you're standing at the door, and what you can see is that you are dead center in one of these very, very like long line of houses. Like you are your house is the only exception. Your house is effectively like the Addams Family mansion. Like, it's massive, it's clapboard, it's got like turrets, you've got like a basement where you've got like extra scientific equipment. Like there's a really handy shed for you Wednesday. You know, there's like a lot. There's a lot of baths as well, which have come in really useful at points. So, but what you can see is that the neighborhood is already like covered with children. Like, so many children. Like, there are children in every kind of costume you can imagine. There's like the quadruplets. They're dressed as like most of the members of Scooby-Doo. There's like kids dressed as ghosts and witches and all the sounded stuff. There's like a child who's dressed in full Friday the 13th Michael outfit, even though they clearly do not understand what that means in any way, shape or form. There's a child dressed as Alien and their mate is dressed as Predator. Like, people in this town really go like big. It's a massive thing here, is Halloween. And as you guys stand surveying the neighborhood kids, like running around, knocking on doors, throwing toilet paper over trees, that kind of thing, like throwing eggs at the little old lady who didn't open the door, that kind of stuff, you're filled with this warm glow. However, at this point you hear do 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 do, like this
Mr.
deep,
Fluffington!
like,
Mr. Fluffington, turn off that porn music right now. There are children nearby.
well, this isn't like poor music. This is like a deep bass. This is like being played by a bass guitar, and it's like being broadcast across the whole of like monitor.
Okay.
It's really creepy. And then like this bass is then joined with, you can hear like there's like a clapping with it as well, and like this music builds, and it's like this full like stereotypical 1980s vibe. If we weren't going to get sued, it might sound like a certain song by a certain very famous artist who may or may not have had a problematic life. And you guys...
That doesn't narrow it down.
It really doesn't. Oh yes, I love Mac. Yes. This is our jam Wednesday. Do you remember when we first met? You tried to kill me. It was hilarious. And then we went to a college party together after we realized that we were actually really good friends. And then we had that one sangria that tasted like shit. And then we realized that they had juked the sangria, and we all got mollied, and it was really interesting time for us. I woke up naked. I'm never naked, not even in the shower. But yeah, it was very interesting.
I met a football player named Jared. I axe murdered Jared, but I definitely would have drawn it out for a few more days. But I was just so fucked up that I don't know. It was kind of like that moment, and I was gonna reference something that I don't want to reference. Never mind. I woke up and I was like, whoops.
Oh yes,
Whoopsie.
I remember Jared. He had so much iron in his blood. Yes, I used that iron to make iron pills so that Mr. Fluffington could live longer. Yes, I remember.
That was a good call. Yeah, it ended up being really fortuitous. I'm glad that Jared's premature death was not in vain. It's also nice when you can use body parts or fluids for other uses apart from just like the gratification of the kill.
Yeah. No, Mr. Fluffington is anemic, so he needs the iron pills. Yes. He can't jump too high, otherwise he will faint. Right,
I really
Mr.
wish
Fluffington?
we could. In retrospect, I wish we had really gotten to the bottom of why Jared had so much iron in his blood.
I don't know. Maybe it was bodybuilding or something. I don't know. His blood was rich in vitamins. Did he take a pre-workout before he had sex with you?
Maybe. I wonder if like magnets made him stick to if he was like sticky for magnets.
Oh, that is a good question. Yes, that is a
He's a heavy metal kind of football player guy.
So, as you guys are having this conversation, you notice at like one end of the street, the kind of neighborhood kids are all like stepping off the road and standing on the pavement and standing still and watching something. And down the road to this kind of like do 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 come what you think is, I mean, it looks like a flash mob of like people in fucking amazing zombie costumes, right? And they're all dancing together. So there's a lot of like like there's a lot of like dancing going on. They're perfectly in unison. They're super organized. Like it's amazing how straight these lines are as these kind of like things like come down the road at you. And then suddenly you hear a scream, and the zombies as one, like the music stops and all the zombies turn out and start running at people, and there is screaming everywhere.
Wednesday just turns to the doctor, points and goes, "Did you do that or?"
No, I haven't had a reanimation. I haven't done that in so long. I don't know where this is coming from. Children, come inside. We have candy, and the house is very well lit. Come here. come here, children! And I'm like cradling these like scared children into the house. Mr. Fluffington, make sure they have candy.
So you say this, and literally every child within earshot, like you're screaming quite loudly. Every child within earshot is just like running towards you. So like Predator is coming at you, Alien is coming at you, Michael is coming at you. There's a few witches and wizards and ghosts and vampires, like just running, screaming. There's candy going everywhere, and they're all running into the house. And just as what room are you in at the moment?
We're in like the foyer.
Yeah, the foyer of the house.
Okay. So like as the foyer begins to pack with children, like an increasing number of children, you see behind the last child who's running towards you, who is dressed as Fred from Scooby-Doo. He is being chased by this incredibly realistic zombie, who is foaming at the mouth. There is like blood and bits of like gore and stuff like dripping out their mouths. Their like fingernails are bent and missing, and they're just like
Wednesday, just kind of being curious, shrugs and would like to behead the zombie with their axe.
Excellent. I think that makes that the first dice roll of the evening. So, for anyone who wants to know, Nacho has chosen the number 2 and Emily has chosen the number 6. If they roll that on these rolls, they get like a trick or a treat, whereby they get to ask the DM a specific question, either about a character or something that's going on, and I have to answer completely truthfully. Which, I mean, not completely truthfully, because complete truth would be like, I don't know, because it's the kind of game where you sort of have to make it up as you go along. But yes, but I will answer truthfully in a way that is narratively interesting, or maybe not. Who knows?
Cool. So, how many dice do I roll here? Do I roll
1d6, I think, right?
At the moment, it's 1d6, unless you're doing you're doing something you're good at, right? Because
I was just about
you're
to
an axe
say.
murderer. So
Right.
It's actually 2d6.
2 it is. Let's go.
It's not
I got
3d6.
1
'cause I don't know this is clever.
I got 1 6 and I got a 1.
1 6 and a 1. This is beautiful. It's a shame you haven't got a 1 as your number, but that's fine. Okay. What's gonna happen? Okay.
So if I roll at my number, is that a success?
If you roll your number, that's. I told you I didn't understand these rules before we started. Your character when you win. Right, when you're doing something risky, roll 1d8, not 1d6.
Okay.
Let me change that up.
That makes stuff different.
That I was wondering because I was like, I could have picked 7. So I was very confused.
Yeah.
Let me.
That makes more
I'm
sense.
using my test tube dice, so let me see if I can track the 8 down.
Right. So you need to roll a number that is less than 6, which is your trick or treat number. So.
Okay.
All right.
Almost have. Okay, you know what? I've got 2. That is what I need. I'm just gonna go with
That's
it
fine.
from that perspective. All right. La 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 la. Rolling. 1 is a 6, so I rolled a 6 again, which I think means I get a trick or a treat.
Yeah.
Second is a 4.
Okay. So both of those work because you've rolled under, and you do get a trick or treat. So when you roll equal to your trick or treat, so the first thing you do is that you're going to get a special insight, so you can ask me a question. I have to answer honestly. And the second thing is you then have to choose another number. Well, you don't have to choose another number. You just increase the number by 1.
Uh,
This doesn't feel like the game somehow.
Well, my question will be, is this a legit zombie outbreak?
Yes. Yes, this is an outbreak of surprisingly well choreographed zombies.
Excellent. That is good to know.
Wonderful.
And then
Wonderful.
I'm under the impression that was a success, so I have beheaded the zombie. Yeah. And then so my trick number has gone up to 7. Is that what I'm to understand?
Okay. So, let's for everyone involved, let's recap the rules. So,
Yes,
you
thank
guys
you.
have made your characters. So you've chosen a number from 2 to 7. A high number means you're better at tricks. So you've gone for tricks. So things like scaring, harming, destroying, creating mischief, causing trouble, physical activity. A low number means you're better at treats. So things like helping, befriending, convincing, investigating, like mental activity, which is presumably why you've gone for like a high number and Nacho has gone for a low number. Yeah. So because you have chosen tricks, you increase your number by 1.
Okay.
Right?
And that definitely was a trick sort of a roll because I killed something. Cool.
Yes.
All right, so I am now at a 7. Gotta be careful not to become too evil. If I go over 8, I become too evil, and then things get spicier from there.
Yeah.
Great. So Wednesday's gonna sort of turn to the doctor and just be like, yeah, so these are actual zombies. I don't know what that means for gay Christmas.
Oh my god, gay Christmas is ruined. The doctor, splattered in blood, is just like making sure that the kids have candy. So he's like handing out like these like it's like a pumpkin full of like candy and like gum and also like Tootsie Rolls. It's all of the candy that you wouldn't buy at a grocery store in a pumpkin. So yeah, he's just going around.
Standard Halloween.
Yeah.
That's adorable. I love the fact that he's going around, you know, being a fairly terrifying human being at the best of times, and is totally socially acceptable at this time of year. It's absolutely fine. But yeah, like the last kid, like, so this kid dressed as Fred, like, walks in. They've now got the zombie head in their bucket, and they're like basically doing that thing where they like pull it out by its hair and they're like waving it around, and you can both see that the head is still going like that.
That's really peevish. Should we study it, or should we just let that kid play with it? I don't know. It seems a bit dangerous for a child to play with, but...
Mr. Fluffington, can you come here, please, and take the head off of the child's hand? Thank you so much. Mr. Fluffington just kind of comes and like jumps on his arm and like grabs it and just like scurries off to the lab to like drop it in like a jar.
No fair! I was playing with that! It was gonna make me the popular kid at school!
Oh, honey, nothing in this world will make you the popular kid. But it's okay, because you have candy. Here you go. This is a Tootsie Roll. They're like chocolate gum. It's really good. Here, let me show you. He unrolls a Tootsie Roll and just puts it in his mouth. He's like, so good! Yes.
You know,
what? I
honestly,
think I'm all right.
being the popular kid's overrated anyway, because when you want to do anything that's like illegal or that you want to just sort of like fly under the radar or something, it makes it infinitely harder. So being not popular means like it's easier to get away with doing whatever perverse thing you need to do in order to feel alive. Do you know what I mean, kid?
The kid looks up at you and he's actually like, when I grow up, I want to be like you, mister.
You really do. You really do.
Yes!
Run
Yeah.
along now.
Look at us. We were never the popular kids, and now we have our own house. We have a lab. We have a talking cat. We have all these wonderful things. We have Tootsie Rolls. It is actually very amazing. Yes.
Yeah, you guys literally, like, out the corner of your eye, you can see little Fred, like a cat, attacking another kid with a kind of like plastic axe. Just trying to like cut off their head.
There you go. Good job, my friend. Okay.
Man, that kid's going places.
Wednesday, may I have a word with you?
Yeah, of course. What's up?
What are we going to do with all of these children? They're in my house, and I'm very uncomfortable. It was
I
my
thought
idea,
we would
I
just.
know, yes.
I thought we
There's
would
a
just wait for
zombie
their
outbreak.
parents to come pick them up, or oh, right, the zombies. Yeah, that's a thing, isn't it? How much do we care about the zombies? I feel like
Is
that's
that a
something we need to
question for
discuss.
me or for God?
Yes, for both. we play God all the time. You and I play God all the time. So
You're right, you're right. I dabble in reanimation, so yes, you're
God
correct.
is dead and we
Um,
killed him.
Yes, that is true. I took her wig. Yes. It is in my lab.
As you say that, Frankenstein, not Frankelhauser or whatever I called you earlier, Frankenstein. You feel a tug on the corner of your lab coat.
Hello, yes, what is it? What's up? Hello? Hi.
You look around and the little kid from earlier, the one who was dressed as a ghost, is looking up at you.
Excuse me, but my dad is still outside. He went to get some candy, and I'm worried that their zombies are gonna make him dance with him because he's really bad at dancing. Like my mom is always saying, Harold, don't you do dancing, it's embarrassing.
Oh, hello, little condom. It's been so long since I've seen you. Yes, your father will be okay. Yes, I think that it'll be a good idea if I go outside and look for him, maybe.
We could
I
like
can
yell
check.
too. How many Amish people are out there?
I don't know what an Amish person is.
Shh.
Very
hold on.
well.
And Wednesday's gonna go open the door, a little bit, and just yell like, can anyone Amish please report to the front door? I repeat, can anyone Amish come to the front door?
At that moment, a cart rolls up, and there are like 3 Amish people in kind of like full dress, and they're like, "Hey there, we're just on our way out of town because it looks like the end of days. So we're just going back to our quiet life without technology."
That's fine. Are any of you missing a child dressed as a ghost? Because if you're not, you can just keep going to Lancaster. Like,
It's
that's
not
fine.
a ghost, it's a condom.
A child dressed as a condom. Or a ghost.
We don't believe in prophylactics.
Yeah, I didn't think
we
so.
definitely wouldn't send our children out on the street. What I would say is that, equally any grandson or great-grandson of mine dressed as a ghost, well, we just kick them out and turn our backs on them.
That's fair. I mean, unless it's Rumspringa, am I right? Good talk,
Yeah, even
though.
them, though. If they're not coming back, you know what I mean, bro? And with that, like, he kind of, like, shakes his reins and, like, off this group of Amish people go, just, like, riding very comfortably in this, like, covered wagon through this, like, street of people getting ripped apart by zombies.
This...
Close
brief
the door,
side
close
note-
the door right now, close the door, close the door!
Yeah,
And
yeah,
like,
Wednesday closes the door. Are there Amish people in the UK?
No.
I didn't think so.
Everything
I
I
was just like...
know on Amish is based on very, very loose Hollywood references that I can't remember at this moment in time.
Gotcha.
Wednesday?
Okay.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Listen to
Yeah.
me. We have a megaphone that we can use if we climb to the roof of the house and see if there are parents nearby who can come fetch their kids. Now,
Okay.
you
Do
want to
we
do
trust
that, or
Mr. Fluffington to babysit?
I
is my
don't
first
trust
question.
Fluffington with anything. He is useless. Fluffington just says,
Okay.
"Oi, who are you?" And then just kind of like, okay, so you know what, Mr. Fluffington, I'm not having this discussion right now. Do you want to go to the roof, or do you want me to go to the roof with a megaphone?
I think maybe you should go to the roof. I'll keep an eye on the children, make sure that they behave appropriately for the holiday. And if Mr. Fluffington does as he's wont to do and starts playing like a lot of Lil Jon music, I can explain to them that, okay, this is a musical artist from many, many decades ago. Not like one of your musicians you might know from the TikToks. It's not,
yes, very well. Very well.
Megan the horse.
Dr. Frankenstone turns to the little ghost kid and says, "Alright, I'm going to leave you here with my axe murderer friend and my temperamental cat. I will climb to the roof with my megaphone and I will call for your dad. What is your name?"
Amish child, what's your name? Condom child, condom ghost.
Hello? Mr. Common Kid?
My name is Artie.
Artie, yes, like the comic book. Yes?
No, like
Oh, that's Archie. I'm
someone,
sorry.
someone who's good at drawing.
Okay, I will come back. Stay here with my axe murderer friend. I'm sure nothing will go wrong. I'll be right back. And he just like goes up the booth.
Wednesday, at this point, just goes like, okay, kids, what's your favorite song that you like to listen to? Shout 'em out.
Crazy shark. Crazy shark.
Crazy shark.
Yeah.
And Wednesday goes to the sound system of the lab and starts playing Crazy Shark.
Yeah.
If this
And
doesn't tip you
hopefully
over
the
into,
children
like
respond
too
well.
evil, I'm not sure what will.
Hey, this is they're trying to be good. They're trying to do the right thing.
So let's split this up. Let's follow Dr. Frank Knuckle.
Yeah. Yes.
Up to the roof.
Yes.
So Dr. Frank Knuckle, as you kind of climb the stairs and you come up on top of like one of the towers, which like there's a little ladder up and there's a little hatch and you can pop out, and effectively you are at almost the highest point in Monitor. However, there is one point higher in Monitor, and that other higher point is the haunted castle. Even you both are too scared to go to the haunted castle because it is reputedly genuinely haunted, and you can see that the zombies are progressing their way up the street towards the haunted castle. Right, and that's the general direction. And then you see behind them there is like a series of flatbed trucks, the kind of which you would usually associate with like real estate when they're moving like a building from like one end of the country to the other. And like this procession of flatbed trucks is effectively following this massive group of zombies. You can see that the zombies basically are progressing up the road by eating everyone they come into contact with, and those people are within a very short space of time coming back as zombies and also like joining in this dance. The music is now back on and it's blaring out of these flatbed trucks that are coming up the road. So it's like do 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 do, and all the zombies are like do 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 do. Like they're all properly going for it again in perfect unison. Like they're all just joining lines. And so there are more and more terrifying zombies, a series of flatbed trucks, and it's really very hard to see any individuals from this position.
Welcome in, Raiders! Yay!
And
Hey!
for raids!
Drink for
Cheers!
raids.
Thank you!
Hey!
I also just posted the drinking rules if you want to drink along with us. We also have some exciting point buys. Thank you for the follow, Pigeon_. We drink for follows. I'm gonna have to
Thank
refill
you.
this in a second.
Hang on, I'm gonna have to refill.
Good lord. Also, yes, welcome to Critical Drinking, where we drink for stuff. Right now, we are in a Halloween adventure. I'm an axe murderer, Nacho's a mad scientist, and Sarah is the GM. And currently, We also, you know, we did some small little dress up stuff, and I find Sarah's headgear to be incredibly impressive.
I mean, really, the headgear and Emily's catsuit and Nacho's jacket are so far the highlight of the stream. We'll be honest, we at Critical Drinking, we play we play TTRPGs in a way that no other DM would really sanction in any way, shape or form, which is we A, play them as not sober as possible, B, play them with a very scant regard to rules, and C, play games with really a very limited grasp of sane narrative projection. Like, there's a lot going on.
I mean, look, FYI, at one point in my life, I used to do Shakespeare, and I had no clue what was happening.
No, that's fair.
I'd get to the end of Romeo and Juliet, and I'd be shocked that, like, I had to die.
I mean, like, and God forbid you start on, like, Pericles or Titus Andronicus or any of those things, then you're like... Anyway, so...
I mean, I sometimes just gotta eat a bitch, like...
I mean, I'm really hoping that you will bring that energy to this game, Emily. If not, like, your everyday life. That's what I wish for you. That energy. Sometimes you've just got to eat a bitch. Or a bro. Like,
look,
just, like, don't, why limit yourself to just, like, eating one gender? If you're going to do cannibalism, branch out. Do all the genders. Like...
One?
Non-binary cannibalism is probably the most in thing.
Oh yes, I use bitch in this context as like all inclusive of all the gender identities. Just, you know, bitch in that the editorial, like an editorial bitch. And two, we don't need to go into it again, but I am still obsessed with the fajitas guy who lost a foot, asked to keep it, made fajitas, and he and all his friends ate his foot.
Which weirdly,
we can talk about that later.
Appropriate stream to bring that up on.
We can talk about that later.
There's some beautiful stuff going on in the chat, by the way. Like,
I know.
Took the whole class on willy shakes, and I still don't know what happened. Like, you really shouldn't do willy shakes in front of the class. I'm just saying, awkward for everyone involved.
Will at least be inclusive.
Which is very much like Critical Drinking. We are very inclusive. Like, we regularly pull each other up on like language we use or whatever, because it's a lot of this is improvised, and sometimes you say stuff that's inappropriate. But like, we're very, very into diversity and inclusivity. So like, that goes with our eating practices. So like, if we eat one person, we'll eat all people. It's really important that you know that about us.
It would be rude not to.
100%. Like, that is why, like, our fourth player tonight is like a void that like refuses to communicate and is just here to observe us.
I'm just here to watch. I'm the void. I'm ravenously hungry in an inclusive way, but I'm going to wait until it's time to indulge in my needs.
We all become meals for the void.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, W. Davies, I really hope Tight Ass Andronicus is the next Magic Mike. I will pay a lot of money to see that.
Me too.
We will all pay a lot of money. Watch out for that production in 2023 when Emily and I have sold it into. Off West End.
That's going to
off Broadway.
Take precedence over the Totally Spies musical.
Tight ass Andronicus. Right, anyway, let's get back. So, just for anyone who joined, here is where we got to. We are in Monitor, which is, just for context, a mashup between Montauk, New York, and Utah. It is Halloween night. There were kids on the street, and then suddenly some really well choreographed zombies started like dancing down the street, and then they ate some people, and it was a bit awkward. And then Emily's character, Wednesday Friday, cut off the head of a zombie and proved that it was an actual zombie, which the head of the zombie is now in the kind of ownership of a talking cat, which belongs to Nacho's character, Dr. Franken something. then, then like so what's happened is that Wednesday Friday, who is an axe murderer, is now in charge of a large group of children who have taken shelter in Dr. Frankel-Bugum's terrifying mansion, and Dr. Frankel-Schigel is gone up into a tower to see if he can locate any of the parents and guardians of the children who are currently sheltering in his house from the terrifying zombie apocalypse, which appears to be moving down the street in a very uniform fashion, followed by a series of flatbed trucks towards the terrifying haunted house that is the biggest building on a massive hill in Monitor.
Also, while Nacho's on the roof, I'll be right back. But
Okay.
Okay.
because Nacho is about to, or Dr. Frank. I'll be right back.
Frank and Frank. Just call me Dr. Frank.
No,
Okay, so-
I refuse.
So Dr. Frankenstone is on the roof of the house, and he turns off his megaphone and just says, "Hello, we have your children. Please come get them. It is very inconvenient for me to have a house and a lab full of children and not being able to torture them because I went to rehab. So therefore, please come over here and just mind the zombies. You can just walk around them, act as you're dead as well, and they will ignore you. Very well. That is all." And he just kind of like scurries down the hatch.
Whoa. Before you scurry down the hatch, Dr. Frankelberger, what you see is that, as if by magic, the music, which is like do 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 do, stops playing, and all the zombies, which are like mid-dance, suddenly stop dancing, and they all turn and look at you. So what you now have is 200 odd zombies looking in the direction of your like Addams Family style mansion, and suddenly they are running in a way that like traditional zombie movies do not describe the speed that anyone runs at if you're a zombie. Like they're like animalistic, like crawling all over each other and like swarming towards the house at speed, and you can see them and they reach like the slats and the boards that your house are made up of, and they're like rotting, decaying fingernails are like scratching down them, and they're like basically what's happening is that so many zombies are like clustering at the bottom of your house that they're beginning to climb on each other, right? They're like crawling over each other in this like twisted, grotesque way. You can see like bits of like zombie falling like off each other, like there's a finger going somewhere, there's like a tooth going in another direction, and they're just like crawling at your house, and down below you hear a scream.
Can I like try to convince the zombies that I'm also a zombie by acting like a zombie through the megaphone?
100%. You can roll for it.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for it. That's a D8, right?
It is a D8, as we established, not a D6.
That is a 7.
Okay. So, because you are treat, you needed to roll above your number, and you have done. Oh, you have done that. Well, hang on a minute. Like before you roll. Oh, fuck it. You rolled. It's fine. You don't need any other dice. It's fine. So, as a treat, what is going to happen is the zombies all stop and they look at you, and you, with your keen observational skills, you've analysed their dance moves, right? And you've understood the pattern, how to communicate with them. So what you're going to do now, Dr. Frankel Strauser, is that you're going to demonstrate to the zombies the dance that they should be doing, and the zombies are all going to start dancing. So So yeah, the zombies basically start copying you, like dance for dance. You're having the same effect that the music appeared to have to them. So you've effectively now got 200 zombies copying what you're doing while you're standing at the top of the tower. What would you like to do now?
I would like to like dance my way to the hatch and then close the hatch behind me. Like,
excellent. You dance your way to the hatch and you close it behind you, and okay, so about 20% of the zombies stop dancing and start like and downstairs you can hear a Wednesday, Friday, you can hear like scratching at the boards like of the house. Like these are very traditional like middle America houses, like something out of a Tim Burton film. Like you can hear the kind of like scratching. It's literally a matter of time before like one of them gets their fingers in like some slats or some like windsills or something and like manages to pull them away.
Wednesday, Friday kind of just like takes it in, hits the axe very gently against one of the boards as if knocking, and goes, sorry, we don't want any Girl Scout cookies. Please leave.
From the other side of the board, you hear,
yeah, no, the cookies are down the street. You got the wrong house. All we have is Tootsie Rolls.
The scratching continues, and Wednesday, Friday, you feel a... What are you wearing, by the way, Wednesday, Friday? I don't actually know.
Bunny suit.
You're wearing a bunny suit. Okay, perfect. So, you feel like a tug on your tail.
Yes.
So, I was wondering, could I have a go on your axe? And it's, the voice has changed, but it's still Fred. Same person. The same small child who was super impressed at you cutting off a zombie's head earlier.
So Wednesday's going to say to Fred, I'll tell you what, if you're really good, and if you, I don't know, help your little friends stay alive, at the end of the night, you can play with the axe.
You see? And with that, little Fred, like, runs off, and you can see them, like, trying to organise stuff, but, like, no one is giving a shit. Like, what is happening at this stage with regards to the kids, because I don't want to disparage Wednesday, but they're not the greatest, like, babysitter in the world, is that basically, like, there are kids chewing the experimental gum that Dr. Frankel Fankel has invented. There is, like, other kids dressing up Mr. Fluffington in a way that Fluffington probably isn't enjoying. Who knows? There are, like, kids, like, hanging off the curtains. There are children playing with fire. There are children injecting themselves with, like, actual needles. There are... like basically there is anarchy going on in here. Like how are you, Wednesday, Friday, going to deal with the anarchy of like 30 children high on sugar because Dr. Fankel has fed them Tootsie Rolls and sugar in the middle of a zombie apocalypse?
I mean, honestly, I see no problem with this, but that's, I mean, I guess I'll try to settle them down. What do kids like? Kids like, well, that shark song is still playing. Hey, what's another song you kids all like? What's a song that gets you pumped?
There's a voice at the back. It's like, die, psycho bitches!
Die, psycho bitches. Is that something that the entire room approves of?
There's like a moment where all the kids are like, what? And then someone goes, bitches! And everyone goes, yeah!
Okay. So, I'm trying to think of a song that has the word bitches in it a lot. And the only one I can think of is a K-pop song, which is weird.
Like, equally, like, you become aware Wednesday, Friday that not all the people in this room are of like what you would think of as average child height.
Oh, are some of them tall?
So some of them are like for 9-year-olds. Some of them are very tall. Like some of them are very tall and look like the local neighborhood like hoodlums, who like are the kids that hang out at the skate park. They're teenagers. They like smoke shit that they shouldn't smoke. They drink everything they shouldn't drink. They're generally bad people. Hello, no Fame Pod. Hello, friend.
I know Fame Pod.
Hello.
Hi.
Good to see you as always.
We are like just over an hour in the stream, and I have drunk too much gin already, and V is not here to rein us all in, so it's apocalyptic today, but it's fine.
It really is. There's already children.
Really
I'm in a bunny suit. It's a whole thing.
Yeah. Nacho's character, Dr. Frank Belair, is like enchanting zombies by teaching them how to dance. It's all fine. Very critical drinking at this point in time. So yeah, you recognize some of the youths, the local youths, and they're all like, "My neck, my brat back, bro. Let's have something about licking stuff." And all the kids are like, "Yeah, let's lick stuff."
As the screaming is going on, like you guys see on the top rail of the of the house, of the foyer, Dr. Frankenstone is just like running, and then he does like a dramatic stop where his coat like keeps going, and he says enough, and then lightning strikes behind him, so it looks like a fucking like horror movie, and he says, "We are amidst an apocalypse, and you want to sing about bitches? Eat a Tootsie Roll!" And he just like tosses Tootsie Rolls.
Roll me.
Wednesday,
roll me. Hang on a minute. You do not get away with that so easily, young man. Roll me a dice. And this time you have to get above a 3 because you're moving up.
Okay. Oh, I got a 1.
I'm coming up.
Okay, well that's a failure then. So... Well, it's not a failure, it's a succeed, but it's going to be a problematic success. So you are very much in the realm of trick, my friend, not treat. So
Blue has a good point. We drink for 1.
Oh, Nacho. I drank too much. So, you have the desired effect of stopping everyone in their tracks. They all look at you. You are this massive, impressive figure, right? Like, you've got these, like, billowing lab coats. You've got, like, the shiny disc thing that people in Theme Hospital have in their heads, which I have never learned the name for. You've got, like, a stethoscopes, and you've got, like, a bandolier of syringes with different kind of things. And everyone looks at you and they're like, all these, like, kids and teenagers are like, and you chuck down the Tootsie Rolls, and there are several children and teenagers who have their mouths open. And they swallow the wrapped Tootsie Rolls whole, so you now have... there are currently 8 people choking on wrapped Tootsie Rolls. Like, properly choking. Like, they are going to die.
Wednesday is going to hit play on the Spotify playlist that they put together of songs that have the word bitch a lot. We're talking Hello Bitches by CL. We're talking Smack My Bitch Up by Prodigy. And after pressing play, is going to just start making their way around the room to all the people choking to try to Heimlich them.
Okay, this is not something that you are designed for. Can you roll me 1d8?
Yes. Let's see what happens.
Saving lives is genuinely not an axe murder's forte.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. Well, I mean, in some ways you are delighted by the number of dead teenagers you collect.
That's good.
Thank you. Thank you for hydrate, Hubley.
Yes, I already.
The good news is that none of the teenagers none of the children seem that affected. They just like cough it up, basically. What you get are the really, really scuzzy teenagers, like the ones who properly smell. Like you should have seen that they were in the room ages ago because there was an odor about them. They're like the kind of kids who are like the local drug dealers and stuff. Not that that makes their deaths okay, but you know.
Mr. Frankenstone is gonna like come down the stairs and like drag the teenagers' bodies to his lab. He'll be like,
we will deal with this later. Give me 1 second. I need to recollect my thoughts. Keep listening to the bitches. I will be back.
and then just like drags these bodies to the lab.
Mechanics question. So that was a failure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, that was a sort of success in that the desired effect happened, everyone stopped moving, but there were consequences to the actions that were carried out.
Does that affect my number going up or down?
Oh, fuck. In theory, your number should go up because you chose tricks. So you are now an 8.
Unless...
And Nacho,
okay,
you are now a 4.
I do have a question about that, though.
Okay.
Just to clarify. So, do I roll for tricks or roll for treats, and then that affects whether my number goes up or down? Or does my number just go up anytime I have a success?
Right. Okay. So we have a decision to make as a team. Rules as written, you decide before the game starts whether you are a tricks or treats person. So, like, Nacho's character is a treats person, your character is a tricks person. I am happy to agree, because of the way that this is going, that you can roll, and if you roll 1 to 4 on a d8, you go down 1, and if you roll 5 to 8, you go up 1. If that's how you want to do it. Or we can go, like, full terrifying to evil.
Well, it would be inverse in our cases, because if I roll a 5 to an 8, then I would go down 1, and then she would go up 1. Because she, again, like her modifier is tricks, mine is treats. So, like, if I do a 1 through 4, then my number would go up, and if I do a 5 through an 8, then my number would go down.
So treats is always lower numbers, tricks is always higher numbers.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, yeah.
May I make a suggestion of an alternative?
Absolutely.
Could we call it a trick or a treat before we roll, and that impacts it? So if I try to do something evil, for example, it's a trick. But if I'm, I don't know, trying to help a kid self-actualize, it's a treat.
I mean, that is such a weird example. Like an axe murderer helping a kid self-actualize. I don't know if that's adorable or terrifying. But yeah, I get where you're coming from that. Okay, yes. Let's modify the rules to that then. Before you roll, you tell me if it's trick or treat. If it is a trick, you have to roll over your chosen number. If it's a treat, you have to roll under your chosen number. It's a modification, but house rules and negotiating are all part of, like, DMing anything. So, like, 100% I like this rule. It's better than anything else I've come up with. So yes, Emily, I will completely accept that as, like, an addendum. With that in mind, though, do you want to roll me a d8? If you get 1 through 4, your number goes up. If you get 5 through 8, if you get 1 through 4, your number goes down. If you get 5 through 8, your number goes up. But yeah, going on, tell me if you want to roll a trick or treat.
Okay, so for this particular one, just to determine what the last action did, that was a 5, so now I'm at an 8, so I really should only be doing treats from now on, at least for a minute or two, because otherwise I become an NPC, so we'll see.
Which is fine. It's all fine. Yeah, you become an NPC, and you terrorize Dr. Frankenstein. Frankenstone, we're the Frankenstones, we're the modern Frankenstone family. Yeah, so like you now have the local drug dealers, they're being dragged down to Dr. Frankelthausen's laboratory. You still have a shitload of kids all losing their minds to my neck, my back. And I want to sex you up.
Mm.
And there are still zombies outside going, ah! And the number is increasing because now there is no longer anyone leading the dance. And you can hear the sound of heavy machinery moving down the road. Hoobly, you redeemed Hydrate a very long time ago. Like, thank you very much.
Another one, thank you.
Another one. Wednesday, just feeling curious, is gonna start playing the Doon 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 song. It's gonna play the song that the zombies seem to enjoy. Just to see what happens.
Yeah. So you start playing the song by Michael Maxon.
Yeah.
Called Killer. I feel so dirty. You start playing Killer by Michael Maxon, and suddenly all the zombies outside seem to like stop scratching at the panels. You can't tell what else they're doing, but you can tell that they're no longer like.
Okay.
Dr. Frankenstone wants to like look outside through like one of these like Miami blinds and be like to see what's going on.
Okay, so outside the Miami blinds, you can see a whole load of zombies, including a collection of adults who were clearly in fancy dress. They're all doing do 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 do.
Wait, so are the adults also under a spell?
Well, I mean, they're missing key parts of their anatomy, so you would probably understand that they're maybe not under a spell, per se.
Okay.
You also notice that the massive flatbed house-moving trucks are moving at speed. And actually, one of the things you notice as you look out the window is that there is very little regard for the zombies, because for every zombie that dies, there is another zombie being created somewhere else on the street. And these flatbed trucks are very happy just to, like, mow down the zombies.
Seems like it's solving more problems than it's causing.
What do we do here? I'm very confused. I don't know if we should just harbor the children, let them grow up to be evil scientists like myself, or if we should just let them go out in the street, become zombies themselves, and then, you know, whatever happens, happens. It is c'est la vie, circle of life, natural selection, as my good friend Charles Darwin would say. So I don't know what to do here.
At this point, you feel a tug on the corner of your lab coat.
Guess what? What is it?
Hey, don't have a go at me! Like, I'm just here being Mr. Fluffington. Hey, like, you know, like, I don't know if you've ever read anything up about the haunted house at the end of the street, but, like, it's not good news, buddy. Like, I'm just saying, if, like, the zombies get to the haunted house, shit is gonna kick off.
So do we have to get to the haunted house before they do? That is the question.
Well, I mean, I don't know how you want to resolve this, because I'll be honest, I'm a thoroughbred Persian with the mind of a Nobel Prize winner. But what I do know is that if they get to the house and they move it, they're gonna unleash a pirate ghost horde. And, like, the last thing, like, Monitor needs is a pirate ghost horde. I mean, it's bad enough with, like, fucking zombies and stuff.
I'm going to ask a question that may not be appropriate, but it is something that I need to know for my own psychological well-being. Are the pirate ghosts hot?
I mean, like, it depends on your definition of hot. If you're, like, into Johnny Depp, maybe. Like, if you're, like, into Jeffrey Rush, probably not.
Okay, that's definitely food for thought. I'll put a pin in that for now.
I mean,
Doctor,
I don't want to, like, I'm a cat, so I have, like, no objective feelings about, like, humans. But, like,
Mr.
that's my
Fluffington?
understanding.
Mr. Fluffington, it is time. Go fetch me my automobile.
What's the word that we use? We talked about this. We talked about our relationship. We talked about, like, the boundaries and the need for communication. What is the word that we use when we want your cat to do something?
Oh my god, Gesundheit. There, I said it.
Nope.
Isn't
Nope,
it?
that is not the word.
Oh no, that's
It
what you
begins
sneeze.
with a P. P.
Pornography.
That is the word. All right, I'll go and get the car. Like, that's all you need. Give me 5. I'll drive around the front. Hopefully the flatbed trucks will be gone. I'll be there in a minute. Like, give me
Mr.
5.
Fluffington,
Give me
your
5.
lips-
Look after the kid.
Your limbs are not long enough to drive a car. What are you doing? No, just unveil it.
But I ain't about Nobel Prize winner.
Very well, figure it out. I will see you up front.
With that, Mr. Fluffington, like, pads off, like, angry, sexy cat. Through, like, there are multiple, like, cat flaps through this building that allows Fluffington to move with, like, absolute ease across, like, the whole of this, like, weird, scary mansion. And Fluffington just disappears through one of the cat flaps.
while we wait on Fluffington to get the car, Wednesday is going to turn to the doctor and be like, okay, so I'm assuming that both of us have to go to the castle, and if that's the case, I need to interview the remaining teenagers to find out which of them can help Mr. Fluffington keep the children under control and safe.
Why don't you talk to the one that's dressed as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz? She seems like she knows what she's doing.
She does seem like she might be responsible. I'll go talk to her. So, Wednesday is going to go talk to the Dorothy teenager to be like, hey, some stuff is going down and I just need to know more information about your night, but mostly your babysitting credentials.
Yo, Snookums, how you doing? Like, I'm Silent Faye, and this is I'm Faye, and this is my friend Silent Job, and like, our babysitting credentials are, we have never babysat in our entire life because mainly we sell blow to local businessmen.
Perfect! That is amazing.
Wednesday's
Right.
gonna just make a face at the doctor and be like, fine.
We have no other option, so that this
I
will have to
mean,
do.
the other option is that I, like, click my heels together and I take you to a land that you've never been for.
I'm intrigued, but that doesn't sound like we have time for that, but
Wednesday, there is a case
Please.
about to happen right now if you have sex with this minor. Okay? We will not.
oh,
we will...
yeah,
Minor?
I
oh my
thought-
god, I'll have you know I'm 42, you fucking trounce.
yeah. Couldn't you tell
I
by
thought
the
you-
nasolabial folds on this one? My god. Anyway, I didn't realize it was a sex thing, so I do appreciate the clarification. Anyway,
What sex thing? We don't do sex things because if the feds are in the house, we don't do sex things.
Oh, just so you know, this whole house is wired. I can hear and see whatever you do all the time. So please be prudent and take care of the children.
Okay, at this point in time,
sexy 42-year-old Dorothy draws a knife.
Dorothy.
And she's like,
what the fuck is that?
don't you dare, like, bring, like, some creepy listening shit to, like, either me or, like, any children you choose to keep in captivity.
Okay, I want to roll for a trick, and I want to
Okay.
kind of like slap her hand so the knife falls off and just insult her.
I love that, but
Is that a
like
treat?
tricks are specifically like scaring, harming, destroying stuff.
Okay, well I will scare her
So
into
escalate
like
it.
fearing me, so that like
Okay.
she doesn't do anything out of pocket. So I'm gonna go
Okay,
with
so the terrifying woman dressed as Dorothy who's tried to make sexual moves, but that's fine.
that is a 7.
That is absolutely fine. Can you roll me a d8 and let me know what you get?
Another one?
Mhm.
Okay. I got a 4.
Okay, so you've gone back down to a 3. So for that score, she's like, oh my god, like, don't even, like, I'm so sorry. Like, I will totally look after your, are these all your children? Or are these, like, someone else's children? Or, like, why have you got so many children in your foyer and you've not even, like, moved them into a more comfortable room? That seems, like, completely weird. But yeah, like, I will totally look after these, like, 20-odd underage children.
The doctor just says, yes. Thank you. Okay, very well. Mr. Fluffington is with the car in front. We should probably go. I heard him honk the Barbie horn. So it's
Yeah.
there.
As you say this, you finish saying this and then the horn honks. So it's like a mah, mah, and it's like a proper old school, like, old-fashioned car horn honk.
Alright, well, let's get in the Venga bus and head on out. Dorothy, thank you for watching these children that are totally ours. They slithered forth from my womb in several litters. So I really appreciate your babysitting these children that are absolutely mine, that I care a lot about and am not indifferent to. Thank you.
Dorothy
Wednesday?
just looks at you and is like, just remember, there's no place like home.
Very well. That's disgusting. Have a great one. Okay. Wednesday.
Yeah, I think we need to summon the pirate ghosts. This needs to stop.
Wednesday. I want to tell you before we step outside. I don't want you to judge me because of how the car is decorated. I used to have a very big thing for 90s Barbie, so a lot of it is very pink and very sparkly. But I want you to know that I am still the mad scientist that you know and love. Okay? Okay.
Okay.
Nacho, out of character, can I just say how much I love you, because that is so much worse than anything that I conceived of. So at this moment, you open the door, and there's like all these like zombies, like like they're all dancing, they're all doing the same thing. It's like really terrible, like line dancing. And outside the front of the house, there is a car. Can you describe it for me, Dr. Frankel Nacho?
Yeah. So the car is like a hot pink, but it has like decal like sparkly stars on the side, and it has like fluffy dye on the rear view mirror on top. And it's like a convertible, and like the convertible hood is like white. And Fluffington has like brought it down, so like he's like hanging out like on the side of it, waiting for us to like get on the car.
You know what? I'm gonna like. There's not much I wanted to add to that except the fact that it's playing Barbie Girl by Aqua.
Absolutely.
And you open the door at the point Wednesday, Friday, where it's like wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic. And like
You can
you
brush
see,
my
like-
hair and dress
Yeah.
me everywhere. Imagination, life is I'm not gonna lie to you, Doctor. I love this song. I know my face isn't making it apparent, but I do. Quite
The doctor
frankly...
just says, I am very sorry. The Aqua CD got stuck in there after I had a mishap with Mr. Fluffington when I first got him. He didn't want to go into the car because he thinks it's too girly, and they don't like gender. So it was a whole hassle. But the CD's stuck in there. We have Roses Are Red. We have Barbie Girl. We have
Dr. Jones is a bop.
Dr. Jones is. We have all of these songs. So just let me know which song you want to listen to, and we can blast it on our way as we run over some zombies.
Honestly, I'm an Aqua fan. You know how the Axeman of New Orleans said that anyone playing jazz, they could avoid being axe murdered? It's like that with me, but with Aqua. If I were gonna kill someone, and I have a thing about killing men. I need to work on that in therapy. I want to be more inclusive in my murder victims, but as it stands right now, if I were going to murder a guy,
Aqua stands are definitely worth saving. That is why we became friends. Actually, our passion for Aqua and Fleetwood Mac really brought us together.
It's one of the many reasons that I can't kill you. Yeah.
On a personal level, can I say that I've never loved you two more at this moment? You look over and Fluffington is like, Dr. Jones, jazz, car. And they're doing push-ups on the steering wheel, sexy.
Wake up now.
Push-ups. You guys walk down the path and you do that cool thing where you jump into the car without opening the door.
Yeah.
Do you know what
I
mean?
mean?
Because it's convertible and the hood is down, and Fluffington puts their paw to the metal, and the car revs up with a kind of massive given that Fluffington's driving, I feel no shame in describing it as a pussy roar, and you guys speed up this very straight American street, taking out zombies left, right and center, and you veer towards the haunted house, and we are gonna take our break there.
Yay!
Amazing.
Okay, so what do we reckon? We'll be back top of the hour
On the dot?
13
Yeah.
minutes.
Let's round it up. I will continue drinking because what this game needs is more alcohol. Like everyone else, go for a wee or a cup of tea, or if you're feeling really sexy, a sausage roll, because I'm British, so sausage rolls are the ultimate sexy, sex and drugs and sausage rolls.
And if you are craving something sweet, go have a Tootsie Roll on me.
Oh,
yeah,
and
basically anything that's a roll.
If you're feeling very spicy, make a Spotify playlist of either bitch songs or Aqua-ish songs, and share that in the chat.
Fleetwood Mac.
Or Fleetwood Mac.
We'll
yes,
come back
yes.
to Fleetwood Mac.
I have no beef with the Mac.
we will be back in 11 to 12 minutes. Weirdly, specific. I just want you to know that I'm at the level of drunkenness where I love you all, and I'm feeling quite emotional and tearful. So I will probably cry in the second half. So stick around for that. Also, none of us have any idea what's going on, because this is how lasers and feelings or any of the reskins generally works, and it's a nightmare. Love you.
Bye.
Happy Halloween.
We'll
See you soon. Bye. live. We're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome.
Hello.
Are you ready to drink more? I know I am.
I drunk way too much gin. Look at Twitter if you need any proof. I've just tried to take a sexy photo and completely failed. Not okay.
Ooh! Swerves! Thank you! Cheers!
Thank you so much for the. Yes, Swart.
Okay.
Yes.
Forbes,
We drink
did
for
you miss
subs.
anything?
No.
Oh god.
No.
No,
Remind
children.
me.
Do
Sweet
not try
filling.
and eat a dry biscuit. What? What did I
Biscuit?
just say? A dry mystic.
dry-
Solipsistic?
Not try and eat a dry mystic while drinking gin. We'll just go with that.
Sounds
Dry
horrible.
mystic is 100%.
Trimester?
Hey, I mean, it's my
Trimester.
circles.
Yeah. Don't try to eat a
Hey,
trimester when you're drinking gin. No, yeah.
As we've already discussed, like, I am an equal opportunities cannibal. So, like, I will eat a dry mystic as much as I'll eat a moist witch.
Okay.
Now you sound like the lovers of Rasputin, yeah?
What, you mean rah rah Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen?
Yeah, because he'd be a dry mystic.
I don't know how dry he was. I think he was salty rather than dry.
He
umami.
yeah. He does seem like he might be a bit on the moister side of things. But on the other hand, from Siberia, and Siberia seems like the cold makes it hard to be moist for too long. Hard to say. I don't know anything about Russia. I think it's in Asia or Eurasia.
100%, you are completely right. Emily, I've just rolled a dice, and the dice has just told me that you are going to describe what happened in the first half of the stream.
Incredible. Okay, so
Mhm.
it's a whole thing where I'm an axe murderer and Nacho is a mad scientist sort of person. And sorry. And it's Halloween and Nacho has candy and we started off with trick-or-treaters, but then this horde of zombies that were doing the Thriller dance showed up, but they actually were zombies. And I chopped off one of their heads, and that was kind of how I found out that they were like legit zombies and not just LARPers going too far. And we called a bunch of the children and teens that were running away from the zombies into the house. So now we have a house full of rowdy children and teens and a couple of adults. One particularly is a 42-year-old woman dressed as Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. She made some sexual advances toward me, but I did not pick up on that immediately, which led to some hijinks. Let's see, what else? The children love the word bitch, so there's a playlist of songs involving the word bitch, but we had to stop using it so that we could keep playing Thriller to keep the zombies at bay. Dr. Dr. Frank was on the roof and, like, you know, did some stuff to figure out what the zombies' deal was, narrowly escaped. Now we are in the car, which is a pink, sparkly Barbie car with Aqua in the CD player. It is stuck there. Also, the household that we share has a talking cat that apparently has the brain of some sort of Nobel Prize winner, and that cat is driving the car. Have I missed anything of note?
No, I mean, the only thing you don't know is that when I started playing this game, this bottle was about 2/3 full. And this is gin, people. And I am really drunk. So, like, this is what you watch critical drinking for, is, like, getting to the point where drunk people of indefinable sexuality and indefinable gender eventually control the game and then will start crying at some point. So, like, stick around for that.
Oh, yeah, the crying will happen.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So look forward to that. So, yes, we are in a pink Barbie car being driven by a white Persian cat who is really enjoying the tunes of Aqua, and they pull up in front of Monitor, which for anyone who didn't watch the start of the stream is a cross between Montauk in New York and Utah, like the whole of Utah, not just like a little bit of Utah. And the cat pulls up and is like, "Hey, what's your problem with Aqua, Doctor?" What is playing at this point in time, Dr. Franken Sausage?
So right now, Roses Are Red by Aqua is playing, but Doctor is fighting with Mr. Fluffington to change the song to Calling You, because Calling You is so much better as a bop and less like it's less sad than Roses Are Red. So he's like going back and forth between Roses Are Red and Calling You, and you can kind of like see him just kind of like, "See ya, little Angie, now I'm calling you now." And like the cat is just like going back to Roses Are Red, and they're like going back and forth.
Yeah, so what you really have is like a Pitch Perfect style mashup of the two going on. Like
They're
with
having
Dr. Frankel. Yeah, exactly. Dr. Frankelfurter is singing one song, like, Pussy Fluffington is singing another song. Like, it's just getting very much, like, mixed up. And you have, in the meantime, driven through a large number of zombies. So, like, you currently have bits of zombies attached to the car. Like, there are heads, there are legs, there are, like, anuses, and they're all beginning to, like, creep along the bonnet, like, and you have pulled up in front of the haunted house. Like, every town in America has that house, which is like the haunted house, right? Like, this one is like 3 or 4 times the size of like Dr. Frankenbanger's like Addison's Family Mansion. This is like a proper castle. Like, it is made out of stone. It is like covered in cobwebs from the outside. Like, it has like graffiti on it, which like the local youth drug dealers, who you've probably wiped out at this point in time, have like written, which is like, "Suck my dick, bro." Like, it's properly been laid into at this point in time. However, all of you, including the cat that has been driving the car, can hear, "I'm a pirate, I'm a pirate, I'm a pirate, I'm a pirate, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum. I'm a pirate, I'm a pirate, I'm a pirate, I'm a pirate, yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum."
That was an important part of the story that I forgot to mention in the recap, was that the zombie apocalypse situation also links into their potentially summoning an army of pirate ghosts. So that's what we're trying to kind of avoid, I guess. So anyway, yeah, so we're hearing the pirate thing. Wednesday's gonna be like, "I regret to be talking over the Aqua song along." But
Yeah.
based on what I'm hearing, does that mean that they have already summoned the pirates? Is that what I'm to gather?
Who are you asking this to? Just so that I know.
To the doctor and Fluffington.
Fluffington, be quiet! I can't hear myself think. Oh my god.
Shut up! I'm licking pussy! You know Aqua gets me in the mood!
Yeah, but Fluffington, I need your brain power to help solve this situation. You and
Philosophically,
Franken
anyone who has any brain power, like, realizes that the best thing you can do with your intellect is apply it to reproduction, which is why I'm licking my own genitals. However, while Dr. Frankenfluff is otherwise occupied, I will continue talking. So, like, what I want to say is, like, a cat in this situation is, like, you're not gonna get any pussy out of this, but, like, the haunted house has always been really well known for being haunted by pirates. And pirates really like
raping, they really like pillaging, and I apologize for any trigger warnings in this sentence, but you know, like, fucking pirates. They're gonna be pirates, and like some of them look like Johnny Depp, and some of them look like Jeffrey Rush, and some of them are like really sexy, and some of them you don't want to let me your pussy.
Fluffington, be quiet. Fluffington, John, it's okay. We get it. We understand.
I'm not gonna lie. That last sentence, I really didn't understand.
Me either. They were speaking cat. They tend to do that sometimes when they get excited.
It came out my mouth and I didn't understand it either. Oh, improvisation.
Very well. Okay, so we have. What do we have in the car? Do we have anything that we can use to kill these pirates? Oh, we have your axe. Wednesday.
Yes. I never go anywhere without it.
Very well. Where did you keep that? Did you?
Oh, it folds up. It was on my belt.
Oh my God! It's technology. Very well.
Mm-hmm.
You need to tell me the how that works later. But very well. We will go inside the gate, and I guess fight with these things. I have a couple of syringes that I can use to like sedate them if they get too handsy. But very well. Should we go inside and see what the whole ruckus is about?
Sure. Do we want to just crash the car into the edifice, or are we gonna try to walk in?
Yeah, why don't you just leave the cat in the car? Like, crash the car with the cat in! Isn't it fine?
All right, Mr. Fluffington, step on it. And they just kind of like go through.
I see you. I'm pressing. We're going full Thelma and Louise on this.
Did someone give my cat catnip while we were at the party? They're not acting like little filth.
I ate all the Tootsie Rolls. You threw out Tootsie Rolls? I ate Tootsie Rolls. You do not feed a person a white thoroughbred person Tootsie Rolls. Die, motherfuckers, die! And with that, Mr. Fluffington, like, literally, like, puts their paw on the, like, accelerator pedal, and you guys, like, you accelerate towards this castle. You are going like 120 miles an hour, and before you know it, like, Fluffington has driven, as per your instructions, the car into the side of a fucking massive castle up a hill. The effect of this is that, like, the Chevrolet Barbie pink car that they have been driving, along with Mr. Fluffington, go, like, concertina style into the side of the castle. You guys are thrown out the car and land relatively safely either side. Like, one of you on the left, which is you, Dr. Franklin Schnaffel, and one of you on the right, which is you, Wednesday, Friday. And this car just, like, concertinas and, like, it's like a joke car at this. Like, the kind of thing you go to when you're in a themed diner, where, like, there's this, like, special couple seats, which is, like, half a Chevy in a wall.
Wednesday is gonna sort of get up and dust themselves off and walk up to the doctor and say, so that's on me for asking that question. I should have realized that Mr. Fluffington wearing that little cowboy hat was indicative of Mr. Fluffington being a wild card. So I am very sorry that I introduced that idea at all. I thought it would be a discussion, more so than...
It's okay, Wednesday. It's okay. The car is reinforced, so it is intact. But it is fine. We will get it repainted, I guess. The sparkle decal. The sparkle decal on the side, it was a little expensive, but it's okay. I can sell the bodies of the teenagers that died choking on those Tootsie Rolls, and we can just, sell their body parts or something, and then get car parts. That's
Medical
easy.
schools do need cadavers.
You notice
I've heard.
Notice that the boot has popped open Wednesday, and that there is like a car rug, which appears to be like fighting against itself.
Did you say a car rug fighting against itself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like the
It's like a
okay,
car rug fighting a car rug.
sure. Doctor, do you have any input on that situation? Because what I'm watching is entertaining, but I don't know if that has to do with you or to do with whatever this ghost situation is or the zombie situation. Like, honestly, I'm in the weeds with this night. This night has gotten a little out of hand even for me.
Hold on 1 second. Let me bring out my spirits box. And he pulls out like this little walkie-talkie that he turns on, and he says, "Hello! What is your name? How old are you? Are you French?"
My name's Fred, and I'm stuck under this blanket, and I just want to cut off zombies' heads.
Oh, okay.
Je ne peux pas parler
Just so you
français.
know, this is 100% not covered by insurance.
Okay, so very well, we can help you. And they just kind of go over to the rug and pull it out.
Underneath is a small child dressed as Fred from Scooby-Doo.
You
my
idiot!
God,
What
Fred.
are you doing here?
I want to go choppy chop.
Like Wednesday friend over there. I want to cut the heads off zombies and be like, "Wah!"
Okay, Fred, hold on. And Wednesday is going to put Fred on their shoulders so that Fred can just kind of ride along, and it's just gonna be like, just hold on tight. I'll try not to drop you, but you need to help me out a little by doing your part to not fall off.
Wednesday, you feel like full Ratatouille style, tiny hands of a 7-year-old, grip onto your head. You are now responsible for a 7-year-old possible serial killer.
I mean, honestly, that's the dream. I always
Yeah.
aspired to this variety of motherhood.
I always saw you as a very nurturing being.
I am. I'm surprisingly
There's so much.
nurturing.
There's so much problematic about tonight's stream. I'm glad Ree's not here. It's fine. But yeah, it's fine. So yeah, you have a 7-year-old who wants to be you, currently holding onto your head. Dr. Frankelstucker, you have lost your friend to the Concertina Barbie car that you created. That's gone full Thelma and Louise into the side of a building that is currently occupied by ghost pirates. What would you guys like to do at this point in time?
Wait, Mr. Fluffington is dead?
Yes.
Oh no.
I just rolled a dice and the dice was 100% and is dead. It's okay.
Wednesday, we have lost one of the greatest minds to ever walk this earth today. It is a very sad day. But I am sure that Mr. Fluffington would have wanted us to stop this madness with the power of Aqua and
Can we,
Fleetwood Mac.
if I could make a request, could we is it possible to lock Mr. Fluffington's remains in the trunk, aka boot of the car? That way, if there's a chance to reanimate Mr. Fluffington on our terms, we could do that. But of course, also that way we don't have to worry about a zombie Mr. Fluffington coming to do zombie things after us.
So you guys probably can't see, but that's a number 1. And so I'm going to say
We drink
for
for
number 1,
ones.
a real drink, which I really do not need. But also what you do is that you get the blanket that Fred was under, and you pull it out to the side. And basically what you accumulate, Wednesday, is a series of cat limbs on a blanket, which you kind of like fold up in kind of like Dick Whittington style and deposit in the boot, which is the only bit of the car that is so recognisably a car in any way, shape or sense. But you are very aware as you do this that you have just created like a bag of bits of cat. However, you do notice that the brain is missing, and Dr. Frankelhausen, as you watch, dragging itself by its cerebral cortex in front of you is a brain.
Catch it!
Which has no ability to communicate.
Dr. Frank, catch the brain. Catch the brain.
Dr. Frank
Catch
takes off
it.
his coat, and he's like, okay, give me 1 second, let me cut you out of this coat. And then he just like jumps on the brain and tackles it.
Excellent. You now have a brain wrapped in a fluorescent yellow coat, and I am delighted for you.
It is the greatest brain, the greatest mind ever lived in this earth. We have to safekeep it. He just, like,
I'm
carries
sure
it like a
we can
child.
talk about this later, but was this brain always a cat brain? Just
No.
yeah, I mean,
No,
Okay.
it used to belong to the Nobel Prize winner of 2005 before they passed away. I don't know if they're alive or dead, but...
oh, gotcha. Tara Reid.
Yes!
I don't know when was Tara Reid still alive in 2005? R.I.P. Alright, I'm so sorry.
You both hear in your head. Actually, my name was John L. Hall, and I was the prize winner for physics, and I've always resisted the fact that I was trapped in a cat's body, but, you know, you take a life where you can get it. As a physicist.
We'll get you a new body. Don't worry. There are multiple dead teenagers that you can definitely harbor and take over.
I'm not gonna lie, I would rather be trapped in the body of a Johnny Depp lookalike.
Alright.
Very well. We can find that as well.
Wow, it's amazing what Google can tell you.
What did Google say?
Google gave me a list of Nobel Prize winners from
2005,
and I chose one. So John L. Hall is the one that I've gone with, and I'm really sorry, John L. Hall, because I feel like you're probably still alive because it's not that long ago, and I'm like, please forgive us.
So Wednesday's gonna be like, alright, doctor, since the brain is still doing just fine, maybe we should bring it along with us as a part of like a brain trust. And we could go into the castle and solve this pirate ghost scenario.
Yes, 3 brains work better than 1. Yes.
Is that how brains work, Nacho? Out of character? Is that
No.
3 brains are better than 1? Is that 100% the
Never
thesis
talk
you
to
want
me
go
or
with?
John L. Hall ever again. I am going. We're inside the
Okay.
building.
Oh, Tara Reid's still alive! Good! Okay.
So is John L. Hall.
John L. Hall, both still alive, so this is not in any way awkward or upsetting. I did promise that you'd see me cry at some point, and I'm really getting that so close.
Why did I think Tara Reid was dead?
Fuck! It's fine. I'm sure pouring sticky gin over a keyboard is fine. Anyway, I'll just
I'm doing great.
So, you guys,
I'm doing great.
doing great. We're all fine.
My face hurts from laughing so much.
Oh my god. I'm so sure that we're gonna get so much hatred on TikTok. So much hatred from TikTok on the stream. So anyway, by the way, we have TikTok, and everyone on TikTok hates us. Join the hatred on TikTok if you're that way inclined.
Join the haters.
The
Join the
hatred's
hatred.
casual. It's very casual. Like, we're not.
It is
we're,
very
we're,
casual hatred.
It's hatred with benefits. It's not like a hate relationship, a hate-lationship. It's not that.
No, it's things like, so I suppose you all think this is fun.
We do.
No, yeah, that's why we do it every Sunday. You should tune in. Literally our
Join
response to
us.
them. Like, oh my god, yeah.
Pull your head out of your ass and join us, you fucking freaks. Obviously no one here is a freak. You've joined us. You're all fine people. Everyone else is weird. Emily, I've never been so weirdly attracted to a knitted sock in my life. This is why we don't have an HR department.
Listen.
If we ever have...
I'm feeling relaxed, and
Good.
this is how I relax sometimes.
I mean, as a DM, that's what I aim for, is like all my players relaxed, not like terrified at how drunk I am or what I'm going to do next. Speaking of which,
No Jedward!
so-
Oh no!
Dr. Franco Nando. What you do is that you, like, without giving a shit, like, cradling the brain of Nobel Prize winner Hall in your arms, wrapped in a fluorescent yellow jacket, you, like, burst into the haunted house. You have never been here before. Like, it is, with the exception of your house, it is the fucking creepiest house in Monitor that you have ever been in. And, you are followed by your friend, who is an axe murderer, who, like, understandably probably doesn't have fear in the same way that other people do because they're a psychopath. And you and I are both doing degree, like, postgraduates, and, like, so we understand this stuff. But, like, you burst into this, like, room, and you are confronted by what is effectively, I would describe as Valhalla for pirates. Right? Like, there are the ghost of probably a few hundred pirates here. Like, they are fucking each other. Like, a few of them are, like, bent over the table. They're having a really nice time. They are, like, drinking. They are, like, recounting stories of their adventures on the seven seas. There are, like, a few monsters drifting around, which just occasionally, like, they token stab, so they can be like, "Here be monsters!" And then they're like, "Stab, stab, 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 I'm a hero!" There are, like, a few British, like, people with, like, Union Jack attached to them, like, usually on their back. Like, it's basically the equivalent of, like, a kick me sign, whereby, like, they basically go and attack these people. Like, they're often in white wigs. They're, like, usually in red. They're basically setting themselves up for targets. Like, the pirates here are having a really fucking nice time, I'll be honest. And then as you two walk in, silence. About 500 pirates all turn and, like, are like, and they look at you, and, like, the unanswered question is, who the fuck are you to interrupt our afterlife?
Begging your pardon? Hi.
Yes?
I'm the marriage counselor for Stede Bonnet and Edward Teach, but I'm also here just to lead some workshops.
I am the family therapist. That is why I brought the baby, so you can practice.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah. This
you
baby's
both
also
roll?
normal and related.
Can you both roll treat for me, because I feel like this is not an act of aggression. So I'm gonna make you roll treat. So just a reminder, Emily, you need to get below an 8, and Nacho, you need to get below a 3. And for this
I
to
got a
succeed,
3.
you both have to win.
Okay. I rolled a 3.
I'm rolling right now.
We're looking at you, Nacho. Do you feel the pressure? Can you feel the pressure?
Oh, that's a 7.
Okay, you haven't succeeded. What you see is a group of 400 pirates, which range from Jeffrey Rush to Johnny Depp, all turn as one, and they draw their ghost swords. And the thing about ghost swords is that they don't look as ethereal as you would really like them to. Like, they look fairly fucking substantial. And as a body, they start moving towards you.
Excuse me, pirate people. Why are you perceiving us as a threat? Also, please do not threaten us. As you can see, I have, my child with me. And obviously my companion has a baby. So, while I'm sure you're hardened killers and all, the situation seems a bit, inappropriate. It'd be one thing if we were dudes in powdered wigs coming to, like, arrest you or something. We're not a cab, am I right?
A cab, yes, a cab.
A cab. So, Emily, can you please roll on behalf of your character, Wednesday, Friday? Can you please roll 2 dice? And only one of the dice have to succeed, and... You're rolling a treat, right? Because you don't wish to do any damage.
No damage. I
So
rolled a 2 and a 7.
You have to roll. Perfect. So, can you roll me a d8 again?
Mm-hmm. That is... It's an 8.
Oh, fuck.
We come with goodies. We come with goodies. I have Tootsie Rolls in my bag. If you let me reach and go get them, I can give you all candy. Have you ever had candy before?
Okay.
It's very delicious.
Beautiful Dr. Frankenberdo. But let's deal with this one thing at a time. So, Wednesday, Friday, you succeeded in achieving your goal in that all these pirates that are moving towards you are like, and then they freeze. They're like willing to hear what you have to say. However, because of your role, you are now on 9.
Oh.
Right? Which in this game, I am not going to take over. Right? But now, you as a 100% Halloween psychopath, like, you have taken the big 5 and you have come out with, like, the highest number it is possible to get. Like, you have no distinction between friend and foe.
Sure.
Right? So, anything you do will affect not only the pirates, but also Frank and Falafel.
Gotcha.
Right?
Wednesday is going to just say to Frank, like, dude, I'm aware that we're trying to keep, the kiddos safe, but if I don't kill someone soon, I might explode. I have spent all night just saying,
Wednesday?
like, I need to kill somebody. I need to kill someone.
Wednesday, remember your therapy. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out.
Oh, we are past that.
Right. This is what happens. I have rolled dice. The dice has rolled the maximum number that it can possibly roll. Metagaming, out of game, but I want you guys to know that I'm not making this shit up, right? So what happens is that the pirates that have been drawing their swords hesitate, but it is momentary, and then like suddenly moving towards you with like cutlasses and daggers and all of these things are like these ghost pirates, and their swords are not immaterial in the same way their bodies are. They are moving towards you. They are moving towards Fred. They are moving towards John Hall, the brain. They are moving towards Dr. Frankel Stankel. Like, you are all in maximum peril at this point in time. Emily, can you roll me a d8? 1 to 4, you go down. 1 to 5 to 9, you go up.
4.
Okay, you have come down. You are now on an 8, which is the maximum you can roll. So you have the opportunity to, like, if you roll well, reclaim what you're doing. So think really carefully on your next roll, like whether or not it's something that you are good at, whether or not it is something that you need to accomplish, and whether or not it's something which how do I put this? Whether or not it is a clever plan based on your skill set. Okay? Because that is what will bring you down as a player. Not to mess a game too much, but I think it will be helpful at this point in time. Dr. Frankel Blanket, what are you doing at this point in time? You have an army of, like, bloodthirsty, like, sexed up pirates moving towards you, brandishing weapons which are as visceral as any weapons you have ever seen in your life.
Frankenstone would like to just like toss the brain to Fred, who's on top of the head of Wednesday, and then like sheathe 2 like syringes filled with like sleeping antidotes or like sleeping potions to like get ready to fight, essentially.
Perfect. So like Fred, like expertly, like above his head in a kind of like almost ceremonious way, like catches the brain of John Hall, physicist, Nobel Prize winner of 2005. He apparently is still alive and still has a brain, but like fuck knows what you've done to like do this. Catches the brain, is like, oh look after his brain, Mr. Dowley! And like draws it close into him while riding the head of your companion, who appears to have lost like all sense of reason at this point in time. And you draw out these syringes, and these like ghost pirates are like coming towards you with like a real like chop 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 chop. Like their like blades are moving at like super fast speed, and it's like beautiful. So are you gonna like, what are you gonna do with your syringes?
I would like to see if I can roll to for a trick and kind of like dodge the swords and stab them on the legs. So to the first 2 pirates that are coming towards me, do that. So
cool. So
I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Do you want me to do it again? I rolled a 4.
No, you're all right for 4. So like for 4, can you roll me a d8?
Yeah.
Just tell me if you go up or down.
I got 5.
Okay, you have gone up to 4. So next time you roll, depending if it's trick or treat, you have to roll either like above 4 or below 4. You successfully like stab a couple of ghosts in the leg with like these syringes that you're wearing on, effectively like I imagine like a bandolier, like sexy,
absolutely.
like you've got like this lab coat, but like this, then underneath there is only a bandolier. There's like one exposed nipple. Like it's gay holiday worthy. Yes, 100% that.
So like you pull out two of these syringes, you like jab them in front of you, you like inject them, and like these two ghosts in front of you like completely evaporate. Like you see like little molecules of like whatever it is that ghosts are made up of, and they like bubble up into the air and like disappear and like dissipate into the ether, and like all the other ghosts behind them like suddenly hesitate, because ghosts are not used to having someone who can like challenge their corporeality, and so like seeing someone like just vanish into the ether it's really disturbing to them. And so like
Frankenstone is gonna say, all right, I did not expect that. I did not realize they were going to disappear. Nonetheless, if you do all want to live, please lead me to the main chamber. I need to speak to your boss.
So from like the back of like these group of ghosts, you hear a voice that's like, so I am Bluebird and I am the king of the ghosts. So,
Oh, hi, Bluebird. Yes, hi, welcome. Hello, hi. My name is Frankenstone. I am here because there seems to be an issue. See, there are zombies coming to your castle at speed, and they want to become pirates, and I assume that you have something to do with that. Can you just, like, move cities? I really don't like how inconvenient this is for Halloween. See, it is a happy day for me. It's gay Christmas, and I'm very gay. So therefore...
This apocalypse would help, Cleveland be a better city. I would recommend Cleveland.
Cleveland rocks, you know, Cleveland is actually pretty cool. So, and there's stuff to do in the summer. Here, everything melts and it looks disgusting. So, you know, it's not really a good town for pirates. There's a lot of mountains, not a lot of bodies of water around. So you can't really, hang out here. So how about I come up with an invention to take you all the way to Cleveland where there are lots of bodies of water.
Oh, so, like, I need you to tell me more about these bodies of water. Like, these sound very appealing. Like, as a player, I will admit that I have been suffering from being landlocked this whole time.
Yes. So, Cleveland has rivers, they have ponds, they have lakes, and they also have an opening to the ocean. I don't know if that's true.
It is not. It is situated on Lake Erie.
Okay, in which case, because my knowledge of US, so we're gonna go with Emily's, because Emily has just showered this up. Like,
Sorry.
Dr. Frankendrinker, can you please roll the dice?
Yes, I can.
One dice, 1d8, please.
Okay. Oh, that's an 8.
Okay, I'm gonna say that's a fail, because can you roll me another dice?
Yes. A 3.
Okay, you've gone back down to a 3. You were a 4. You wanted a treat, which was like a non-physical assault on what was going on, but you rolled high, which is a treat, which is like malicious, effectively. So what you see is like Bluebeard, who is the like leader of the terrifying ghost army, like draws 2 swords and they like set fire at the same time somehow majestically to like the many prawns of their beard, and they're like, "Infidels! They're trying to get us to move further away from the sea! Attack!"
Dr. Frankenstone just says, all right, everyone, this seems like a 1v1 situation. I'm going to fight your boss, and if I kill him, then you will all respond to me, okay? And you'll move to Cleveland, and you'll live happy lives over there, and become ghost pilots in Cleveland, and, rule over the Lake Monta, or whatever it is called.
It's Lake Erie, which is great for ghosts, because ghosts are already eerie.
The freaking bandolier just like he like drops it down beside him and grabs 2 syringes, and he's like,
All right, Mr. Blue Bean, Blue Beard, Blueberry, whatever your name is. Let's go! And I just like,
Okay, so I propose Another Rings of Power for anyone who's been able to watch that on Amazon Prime. Well, what we do is that we smash blocks of sea ice until one of us is weak.
mash
Right, so
blocks
what
of
is-
semen?
Sea ice.
Oh, okay.
Sea
Not
ice.
semen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Nacho. It's sea ice, not semen.
Okay.
So what's going to happen is that you and I are going to roll a d8, and every block of sea ice, if you win, we carry on. If I win, you die.
Okay. Let's go.
Don't
Let's do
fuck
it.
it up, Frankenstone, Frankenpedro.
1,
Let's go.
2, 3, roll.
I'm a Barbie girl in the. Is this helping? Barbie world.
What'd you get?
You can roll again as you've been helped by your companion.
Life in plastic.
What did you get?
It's fantastic.
I got a nat 1.
I got a 4.
We drink for nat ones.
We drink for nat 1s. Because what
I've gone
I
through a
need
lot of
is
drink.
more alcohol. Nacho, right. For Dr. Frankenweenie. 1, 2, 3, roll.
I got a
Thank
7.
you, Blue.
I got a 3, you won. I will drink again.
Don't forget to hydrate.
Roll again.
What'd you get?
I got a
Swarms,
6.
thank you for
I got a
all of
1.
the subs. We drink for
Oh
subs.
my god! Oh, thank you so much! I'm not sure anything we do is worth the subs, but I appreciate. Oh, and Jude Law, friend of the stream.
Jude Law sighting! Friend of the show, Jude Law!
Yeah.
Jude Law, I need
love
the D6s in my mouth. D6 in my mouth. That's how that works, right?
Yeah.
Like in
That's how
Jumanji,
relationships
when he has to
happen.
roll.
You roll a dice, and then you decide whether or not people put genitals in your mouth.
I got a 1, Sarah. You won this one, right?
That's unfortunate. I just rolled maximum, and you just take damage. So there's not a damage mechanism in this, but I'm gonna say for the concept of damage, you are 50% less unalive than you were a minute ago. Right, as Bluebeard's massive, very solid longsword slices through you. There was a weird moment at first on as you enjoy it, and then you realize that you are 50% dead.
Buy me dinner first. Shall we carry
It's
on?
I've never bought dinner for anyone in my life. But I'm gonna be honest, if I was gonna buy dinner for anyone, I'd probably buy dinner for you.
Aww.
Amazing.
That's
we
really
proceed?
cute. I like it. Also, if you're gonna continue fighting, can I dash really quickly? Sorry.
You can dash really quickly. I will
The
continue.
alcohol has given me a child bladder. Ah! Okay.
That's fine. I will continue inappropriately making advances on that joke. It'll be fine.
Can I actually
know
do
this is
something that's not cutting the ice? Can I just wait for him to cut the ice and then stab him with the syringe on the leg to turn him into ectoplasm?
You can 100% do that. Can you roll a dice for me?
Yeah. Okay.
What have you rolled?
A 2.
I'm rolling less than you. I've rolled a D3.
So you try to stab Bluebeard. You guys are making an inappropriate, like, full reality TV amount of eye contact, right? As you try to, like, stab Bluebeard with a syringe, and he, like, stabs you with a sword, and he, like, knocks another 25% of your life expectancy as, like, this ghost sword, like, comes up through your abdomen, like, through your thoracic, like, cage, and the whole time you guys are, like, looking each other in the eye in the way that in other contexts would be sexy. In this context, I'm gonna be really honest, Dr. like Frankendead, for you is absolutely fucking terrifying. Like, you have never felt so close to death as you do in this moment when you make, like, eye contact with this man with this, like, blue black beard and this blue black hair and this, like, really direct approach to contact. This man who has, like, tattoos all over his face, who, like, you know from the stories will willingly set fire to their beard in order to intimidate you. You have simultaneously never been as, like, a human with an infinite amount of lifespan who can live forever if you so wish to. You have never been so turned on, but simultaneously so scared by an entity in your life. This is the single most terrifying being, the most powerful being, the most intense being that you have ever met in your life. And you know that when they wish you death, it is 100% sincere. And when they wish you life, it is also 100% sincere. They want to meet their match. Like, we are talking married on first sight intensity. Like, they want to meet the person that can stand up to them, but, like, they also know on a neurological, phantasmagorical level that they can never meet the person who can stand up to them.
Bullshit, either of us can do that.
Dr. Frankenstone lets out like a sigh, like almost like a gasp, as he's like exuding his last breath of life, and he says, "I'm not going to stop anytime soon. And unless you want to murder me, then shall we... Like, I think that you're too much of a coward to kill me. So, shall we proceed?"
Roll a dice.
That's a 7.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Bad news first, then good news.
Okay. Bad news is, like, having met a being for the first time in your entire existence. Like, not your life, because what you're living now is not a life. Like, you know, Dr. Frankenhausen, that this is post-life. You have been alive for longer than you have any right to be. You have met the one being that could match you. Into their abdomen, you drive a syringe. and you press down on that syringe. And as you do, you see them shrink. You see everything about them, this like big bear of a man. You see it like cave in a way you have seen so many humans shrink and shrivel. You watch Bluebeard collapse. Their cheeks shrink, their lips shrink. They become a corpse like so many corpses you have seen before. And you feel the entire might of this pirate ghost army shrink. And compress. And you know whether or not you want it, you have this power in the palm of your hands.
So wait, are they dead or?
In normal human terms, yes, they would be dead. In ghost terms, what you see is them draw in on themselves, and then the particles of what would have been Bluebeard just dissipate.
Frankenstone falls to his knees and begins to breathe heavily, as that was just like really intense and they lost like 75% of their life force. And simply picks up a hat from what that used to belong to Bluebeard and says, "Very well, I am the captain now, and you all have to respond to me."
So anyone who's paying attention just noticed that I tried to move my glasses, which I'm not actually wearing because I'm wearing contact lenses for the stream, so that no one who is neurodiverse has a fit. I just tried to move my glasses. The entire pirate army, like, you are aware, Dr. Frankenstrudel, for the first time in your life, as someone who went through school, like the entirety of school, not just like middle school, but also high school, no one ever looking at them, no one ever paying attention to them, you are aware for the first time in your life that you have an entire powerful presence looking at you and just at you.
Well, you heard me. I'm the captain. You must follow my orders, I presume. Yes. And then he says, "Alright, do you want to kill some zombies? Because I really want to get rid of them before the sunlight comes around."
Oh yes! We want to kill some zombies!
Amazing!
Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. Yes, wonderful. Everyone draw your swords, go outside, kill some zombies, and then come back, because otherwise you will disappear into the daylight. Okay, very well. Have a great one. And then he just stays behind and puts the hat down back to where
Bluebeard was and says, "Thank you very much. You have taught me so much about myself and so much about the world. And I will never forget you. Also forgive you."
What you see Dr. Frankel sunset is that everyone, like male, female, non-binary, like people who have smuggled aboard ship, dressed as a man but being female, people who have denied their gender, like all of them like turn as a unit and march out the door you came into, and you can hear like growling and fighting and like this like a visceral conflict between like ghost and zombie, which was not guaranteed in any way, because you know as a man of science that usually dead side with dead. And you know that you have somehow, through the things you have expressed, pushed the dead to fight against the dead, which is not the natural order of things. And Wednesday, Friday, as the like hordes of ghost pirates like move out of the door you came in through, past the mashed up cabriolet of the Barbie dream car that you arrived in, you feel a tug on the hair of your head. And you feel the small hands of the small person that has been sitting with you for the last 20 minutes. While all this has happened, outside of their understanding, you feel these tiny hands like pull on your hair as if like a tiny person who doesn't understand the world is seeking comfort.
Wednesday's just gonna sort of pat them and be like, you know, this was scary for me too. It makes sense that you're scared and confused. It was a scary and confusing situation. I can tell you that we're safer now. And you can you can play with my axe a little bit when we get back to the house.
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I want to become an accountant instead of a murderer.
Oh, that's okay too. You know, accountants, and if you change your mind, you could be an accountant for like a really evil company and kill people by proxy. So, you know, you don't have to make any decisions today, but it's also cool to be an accountant.
My parents are both like from England, and they're both like telling me about these people called the Tories. And I think
the Tories murder people all the time with their policies.
Yeah.
That coaster sucks.
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't... Oh... Yeah, like, I don't really know what I'm gonna do with my life when I grow up, but I know that, like, I don't want to send an army of, like, compassionate ghost people to fight an army of zombie people. And maybe I just like to send an army of like real people to fight an army of real people. That's all I know at this stage because I'm like 7. So
hey, that honestly, that's cool, future Putin. You're figuring it out. You don't have to figure it out today. You're figuring it out.
And so I don't know how to deal with the army of future mutant people, so we're just gonna sweep that under the carpet.
I mean, you introduced someone instigating a land war of living people.
You know me as a DM. I will admit, like, 100% admit when I'm at fault, and like I 100% admit,
I should have said Napoleon. Future
No.
Napoleon.
No, it's fine. It's
Future
We will
Augustus
deal with
Caesar.
it.
I should also add, as a side note, as an important side note, by saying that I do not intend to trivialize the war, and I actually know some people who have lost their lives in the war, so I certainly do not want to appear insensitive because I'm upset by it. But anyway, sorry.
Yeah. So the way we'll resolve this is that we'll say that in Monitor, this entirely fictional combination of Montauk, New York, and Utah, is that Wednesday, Friday, and Dr. Frankel Schnauzer, you watch an army of very determined, very sexy pirates march against an army of how should we say, an army of zombies that have been like 100% prescribed to capture this castle that you have 100% defended, using your like personality, using your abilities, using like everything at your disposal, including your Barbie dream car, as you cradle the brain of Nobel Prize winning author John L. Hall in a fluorescent yellow jacket. You watch these pirates go and they defeat the ultimate evil of this like unthinking, inconsiderate horde of people who once were your neighbors, who once were your friends, whose children you have inside your house. You watch them like take on in the most epic Peter Jackson style. You watch them take on and win. You guys, for anyone who is a fan of like Rings of Power, you guys at this point in time, you are Galadriel. You have done the right thing in the right moment with the tools you had provided to you. And the door flies open and Druggy Dorothy releases the children that she has had in her care, and they run out and they find their parents, some of whom are alive, some of whom have sadly perished, and she moves amongst them and makes sure that each and every one of those children is safe and sound. And you join her. You find the children who are going to be the mad scientists of the future, and the children who are going to be the terrifying axe murderers of the future, and the children who are going to be like the future left-wing politicians of the future. And between the three of you, you bring them up, and you bring them up in the way that you know is important to the future functioning of like not only the Monitor society but like the wider US society, whether that is like Puerto Rico or Washington DC or New York or Utah. Like, you bring them up in the way that you know and understand that you need diversity, that you need people who identify as she and he and they and other, people who identify as it, and you bring them up and accept them entirely as they are. You bring them up in a way that you understand that some people will love one person and some people will love a lot of people, and that there are complexities in both of those positions. you bring them up in the way that you understand that some people are going to be entirely straight and adhere to their sexuality, and some people are going to like defy all kind of like expectations of what they're supposed to be. But some people are going to be like exceptionally bright, and some people are going to need like a bit more time to understand what's going on, and that you guys are going to acknowledge and accept neurodiversity in like every way it's possible to understand and interpret it, because you guys are the Nobel Prize winners who like don't get acknowledged and don't get accepted because the things you see and do are probably evil because you cut off people's heads. But you're also exceptionally kind to animals, and you're exceptionally kind to children, and you're exceptionally kind to people. And you let people accept themselves and acknowledge themselves in a way that none of like the right-wing agenda allows anyone to do. And with that, with a new generation of people who learn to accept themselves and learn to acknowledge themselves and learn to communicate themselves, that's where we're going to leave it. Like, fuck knows if any of them kills people, because that's a whole different thing. But like, you guys have saved Monitar from zombies. You have saved Monitar from terrifying ghost pirates. You have saved Monitar from the two of you. And for that, Monitar presents you with a key, and the key is significant to both of you because both of you have lived very small lives, very small villages, and you know that the moment someone presents a key, that means that they understand that sacrifices have been made, and you have done the best you can in the circumstances. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it just has to be better than what they've got. And using an army of pirates against an army of zombies through sheer charisma, you guys have saved Monitor. Whether or not it's good for the US. But well done, friends. That was a very fun game. Yeah, Frankenhauser. Is there anything that either of you from like your terrifying, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, really terrifying points of view would like to add to the story? So I'm gonna come to Professor Frankelrock first.
Okay.
Is there anything that you would like to add?
So I successfully rescue John L. Hall's brain, and I put him in the body of a teenager as I promised, and they grow up to be a very smart person who wins a Nobel Peace Prize.
Again.
And after that, I unfortunately come to an end really, really quickly after that because my life force had been drained away from me. So I only had 25% of my life left. And as I perish, I encounter Bluebeard, who welcomes me into the afterlife. And we retire into a small villa where we live happily ever after, I guess.
Yeah, and I want to report, based on dice rolls, you have the hottest sex of your life that you have ever.
Period.
Not bad.
Hottest sex of the afterlife ever.
Yeah. Really, really hot post-death intimacy. Wednesday, Friday.
Wednesday, Friday initially like tries to figure out a way to revive Dr. Franken HTML, but kind of figures out somehow that there's the whole undead lover situation going on and just like leaves it be. Raises any of the children that are orphaned, does their best. And because they've been because they've been so busy with the wee ones, doesn't have a lot of time for axe murdering, so is kind of trying to find other ways of channeling that energy. Takes up a few hobbies, like crocheting,
being one of them.
hot yoga, all of that.
Yeah,
And,
I would like to add, based on the dice roll, most of the children you raise become like dedicated followers of QAnon.
Well, I needed the adrenochrome to bring back the doctor. Duh.
Bah. Sorry.
No, but in terms of being followers of QAnon, they're going to be the best followers. They're going to be leaders, and it's going to be great. I'm
not
also-
sure how I feel about being on a stream which creates the best leaders of QAnon. I'm like, ah.
Everything got so real. I just need to drink more. Excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, this is very. I'm gonna have to continue drinking for at least an hour after the end of the stream. Let's be very honest. Yay. So yeah, between you, the town of Monta, becomes largely ruled by the Amish.
Oh, good. Okay.
But the most right-wing extreme version of the Amish you can possibly imagine. Like the Amish first, like mixed with the Mormon. Like they become obsessed by this mountain. They insist on everyone's names being put in there. Like anyone who doesn't adhere to their names being put in the Amish mountain becomes really enduringly problematic. God, religion is hard, isn't it? Religion is really hard.
Religion is weird.
But I would like to say that, like, as both of you approach your end of your life, you live for like different periods of time. So, like, Dr. Frankenstrugel, when you die, so like you have this like very moving death scene. You're surrounded by the children that you adopted based on the number of children that you effectively held captive after the zombie apocalypse. It's very peaceful, and Bluebeard was there effectively like celebrating your inclusion into the afterlife in a way that you find okay, but most people maybe wouldn't be okay with. And then like Wednesday, Friday, like when you join the afterlife, like Frankenfurkel is very much there, like waiting for you. Like it's one of those like light hand out hold to you, kind of like beautiful moments. It's
With
nice.
Aqua playing in the background.
Yeah. Which
Always.
which Aqua song? Just so that we know.
Roses are red.
With Roses Are Red playing in the background, it's really moving, and a lot of the children who have continued to live with you and learn to be axe murderers on your behalf, find incredibly moving. Oh my god. Oh, so drunk.
Okay, you're fine.
It's not okay. It's not okay, and I'm not fine at this point in time. Like, yeah. Yeah, you reach whatever possible reconciliation you could possibly meet at this stage, given how fucking awful you are as human beings. That's the point where I resolve this. You're fucking awful human beings, but we write this off in the same way that we write off reality TV.
Yes. It was great. We had fun.
It was great. you guys have one sentence each before you like dissipate into the universe. What are the sentences you say to each other as like your existence ceases? Ah! No, that went off the table. Emily, you first.
I've realized too late that we should have had the kids play Dance Dance Revolution. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of aqua on Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh my god, I'm going to send a message to Mr. Fluffington right away! And then we just disappear.
Yeah.
You guys just, in every way, shape, or form possible, like, you cease to exist. You have no genetic connections to like what's going on in the real world. You have no philosophical connections to what's going on in the real world, and you disappear into the ether as two people which, on the one hand, saved humanity, on the other hand, genuinely fucking awful people. And with that, we end our stream.
Yay! Happy Halloween, everyone!
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween. Don't dress as a serial killer.
Yeah, please don't. Or like anything that's culture appropriating, like that's not okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Please don't dress as a Native American or as like
Don't do blackface either. It's not cute. Like, what are we talking about? Like, no.
The fact,
Pan-Asian.
I mean, the fact that we have to remind people every year, I don't understand
Yeah, me either, girl. But like, you know,
I
someone
mean,
I went to high school with literally like did blackface like last year, and I was like,
No.
girl, we went to the same high school. That's embarrassing for me.
Wow.
Yeah, I literally like left
Wow.
a paragraph on her comments being like, this is like high key racist, and you should like not do this ever again in your life. I think
yeah.
her and her boyfriend dressed up as like P. Diddy and like something else, and I was like, so yeah, no blackface. Yeah,
I
on a
mean,
lighter note,
yeah.
like let's just enjoy being here for today, because this was a really fun stream. Thank you, Sarah, for GMing for us. It was really
Yes.
fun.
Thank you.
I mean, I won't lie, it was a nightmare, which I'm hoping to wake up for just in time next week when V comes back. But yeah, like, I mean, ultimately, the whole thing about critical drinking is like, no matter how drunk you are, don't be a dick to each other.
Yeah.
Like, let me try that again. No matter how drunk you are, don't be a drink to each other.
Don't be a dick.
Okay, I'm gonna try it third time. No matter how drunk you are, don't be a dick to each other.
There you go. Amazing.
Good. But yeah, like, nothing, no amount of alcohol excuses being a dick. No amount of alcohol excuses being racist. Like, no amount of alcohol excuses cultural appropriation. And by the time you've chosen your, like, whatever it is you're doing for Halloween, like, you've probably done that sober. So, like, we will spend time apologizing to each other after this stream, because we make sure that we take care of each other and each other's opinions. And we probably know that we've offended before we've reached that. But, like, take care of people you don't know, like, before you've met them in the real world, because you don't know, like, going out on Halloween who you're going to meet.
Yeah.
And so, like, just don't be a dick. It's a really simple rule for living, right? Like, don't be a dick. And take care of other people, even if you haven't met them yet. Because who knows, they might be your best friend. Which is, like, one of the things we've known from critical drinking is that, like, we've met people who are, like, very close friends who we never thought would be close friends.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Anything to plug? Anything that you guys want to talk about?
I think the Don't Be a Dick thing covered most of it.
Feel though. Yeah.
Also, I would plug No Fame Pod and Vancouver by Night because they're both rad as fuck. Please
Yes.
check them out.
Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys stay safe this Halloween and don't do anything I wouldn't do, which is, very little. But still, don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Awesome. Well, with that, I'm going to go to credits, and then we are going to raid Haunted Youth. For
Nice.
Haunted Youth, please, send all the good luck cabbages, and support and happy thoughts. With that, we will see you next week. Happy early Halloween, and have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Bye.